The right safety gear is having it there when you need to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Football season is officially over, but the offseason is just beginning, and 96.5 The Fan will be there every step of the way. We'll have people at the Combine in Indianapolis. We'll be at Arrowhead during free agency. And yes, we'll be live in Pittsburgh for the NFL Draft in April. One of the biggest offseasons in recent history is underway, and there's only one station you need to listen to, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5. Follow us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes content at The Fan 965, KFMC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Shout out K-State Wildcats. Thank you for making me look very intelligent yesterday.
Ema.
Big win. Big win over those Baylor Bears. Baylor Bears. Yep. Baylor Bears.
You got it.
Don't know why I stumbled across that. Just felt weird that Waco, Texas, and Baylor Bears. Are there bears in Waco, Texas?
Oh, God, yes,
Okay.
there are. There's bears everywhere
We're
now.
on a heater this morning.
We continue to cut down the forest. You find bears. Bears are showing up in all parts of Overland Park and Lee Summit now. They're all over the place. I mean, my God, there's nowhere for them to go. We continue to tear down trees and put up houses and apartment complexes and strip malls. And I mean, where are the bears and the deer supposed to go?
Dude, Lee Summit is full of apartment complexes.
It's Overland Park too. It's the same thing.
Because on the community page, great. We're all worried on the Lee Summit community page when the damn Quick Trip's going to be done.
Yeah, of course. You got to get your gas.
I heard they ran into some sewage problems with the sewer line. It's going to be mid-March.
So basically what your community page is that progressive commercial where the guys are standing around the sewage pipe, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody's got to know.
What's that wiring?
Top 3 things.
We'll be back.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
So
that may be
good.
one of my favorites of the whole
love it.
series of
Yes.
those commercials because that is dead on community page.
Oh, it's great.
Gotta be, right?
It is my number 2 entertainment. So
Oh,
when
God.
I'm number 2 in it, Lee Summit community page comes
Yeah.
up. Top 3 things we're mad about. Quick Trip not done in February, now mid-March.
Obviously.
Oh, boy.
When is Duck Donuts going to freaking open?
Is Duck Donuts the place that we have by my house that people are waiting like hours in line for?
I believe this is
out there,
Possibly.
like
Yes.
135th and Quivira.
People might
think
start
so.
waiting in downtown Lee Summit for this place to open because every day you get on the Lee Summit community. Is Duck Donuts open yet? No. But they're construction inside, so it should be getting close. Does anybody know when it's going to open up? Maybe go inside and ask. And then the third one is, it's crazy, dude. It's awesome.
Gosh.
And then the third one is always like, what's being built at Chipman and probably apartment complex?
Oh, God. I mean, the things that people worry
It's
about, you know?
so awesome.
Now, I do say this, and I've
great.
thought this in my mind for a while, and
I feel
I've
so
never
good about myself.
I never really uttered it out loud, but you drive by these construction sites, you always wonder what they're building. They should put a sign up there telling you what's coming, right?
I think it's
Like,
funny.
you know?
They normally do that, but it's by far too late. Like
Yeah,
when they're
well-
building a new Chick-fil-A, you're like, man, what is that? And then they still have the sign up, but they've got the emblem on the building. You're like, Chick-fil-A. And then the next day, coming soon, Chick-fil-A. You're like,
Thanks.
thank you.
Yeah.
Got it. Because I'm with you, because they're building something. Obviously, they're building this massive project right by my house in Lee Summit. And they have this other building. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know what it is. And like the guessing game is starting to get my anxiety too far.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I feel like they should just put a sign out there.
Well, yeah, why
and I
wouldn't
want to
you
be
tell
right.
people?
And I want to be right too. Because I'm like, That looks like it's a Cane's, but I don't know.
Probably is, yeah.
Oh, there's a Cane's, Q39, all that stuff. It's going to be a mess for a while, but yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on over there.
Give people what they want, but then you say, oh my God, there's bears walking. Yeah, there's bears walking around all over the place. My parents have them in their backyard now because they had a whole set of forest behind their house, mowed it all down, building duplexes and apartments and all this kind of stuff. And so now the bears they just wander all over the place. I see deer every morning when I'm driving because they have nowhere to go. I really do. I feel bad for these animals. I mean, what are we supposed to do to kind of help these animals? Because they're hanging out in backyards now looking for any place to go.
Should hunt them.
There are wildcats out there. They'll run away.
Yeah,
those bears will run away from those wildcats.
Well, the coyotes will run away. I mean, we have coyotes out in our area too.
A lot.
Yeah.
Those you can hunt.
Yeah, those you can hunt. Yeah, those you kill. Yeah, those things are destructive.
My dogs want to kill them, and I'm like,
well, no.
Bob and Winnie sit out in the backyard. Bob's got blood stripes on his face. Like, I dare him to come in here and Winnie. She's like, you get him first.
Well, Winnie will go right after him probably because all dogs do, and then they don't know what to do. But no, I think the coyotes take out the dogs. It's something you just don't want to be with. Yeah,
I think I've got one dog who would stand a chance, and another dog would get.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want. I wouldn't even want to have that. No,
I don't want to know.
No matter what kind of dog it is, you're like, I don't think they stand a chance against this wild coyote.
Well, coyotes travel in packs too.
Oh yeah. And
it's not just one.
Right, they're all over. I hear them every night out there.
It was crazy. I used to live in a subdivision in Blue Springs where they were building. It was right by Stone Canyon, and it was a wooded area all to my right. And down in there, and HOA literally straight up sent us an email. It was like, if you have small dogs, do not leave them out overnight because coyotes run wild.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, they're all over the place, man.
It's definitely late summer. You can hear the woo, and you're like,
what?
It's time for me to go inside.
Yeah.
It's a little scary.
I mean, thank God we have the fence, obviously, around the yard to protect the dog, but we've got that field, on behind us there, and there's woods, and I've seen the coyotes out there. They get close to the fence, and so I think, those are, pain in the ass as well. So let's just continue to cut down all the forest and give these animals nowhere to go so they invade our yards.
I'm Bono, and I approve this message.
That's right. Yeah, it kind of felt like that. Speaking of animals, I was telling you guys this before. Smash or pass real fast.
Smash.
Iguana pizza. There's a pizzeria in Florida that got shut down because, not to shut down, but told to stop because in Florida it's getting a little cold out there. And what happens in Florida is it gets cold, the iguanas freeze and they fall out of the trees, okay? And so the guys were going around at this pizzeria in Florida and picking up the dead iguanas and putting it as a pizza topping. They sold 1,500 of these things, right? And so the PETA people are trying to shut it down and so they did, and they've got it shut down. But these guys are now going through the process to get iguana as a way that they can serve it at the restaurant.
So people liked this.
Well, 1,500 pizzas with iguana meat on it? I mean,
were the iguanas dead? Did they die when they freeze?
I guess so. I
thought they were getting thawed out.
No, they were live iguanas, but I guess in Florida, and I've never experienced a dead iguana falling from a tree. I don't know, Maloney probably has.
That would hurt.
I would imagine. Yeah, you're like, oh, what the hell was that hit me? No, it's an iguana that fell out of the sky.
Referred to as the chicken of the trees.
Okay, so they taste like chicken then.
A chicken, maybe a mix of fish.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission has temporarily allowed residents to remove and dispose of cold-stun iguanas without a permit. And so these guys were taking these iguanas because they had a cold snap down there or a cold freeze down there.
But I'm still trying to figure out, are the iguanas dead?
Yeah, I think so.
Then I have no issue.
Then I have no issue.
Right, yeah.
If they're alive and they thaw them out and then kill them, then I'm upset. Because I did see videos of Floridians, and they were putting them in wheelbarrows and then putting them out in the sun. And they would thaw out.
Okay, so it says the viral video came about when iguanas across the state were falling from the trees as temperatures plummeted. This happens to reptiles because they're cold-blooded and become paralyzed to conserve energy. So they weren't dead.
No, so you're right.
So this guy sucks.
But chickens aren't dead. Beef isn't dead.
But we have an acceptance to eat chicken. We don't have you can't go to Hy-Vee and be like, excuse me, sir, could you show me where the iguana is?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but if we all wanted iguana pizza, they would be gone.
And if this wasn't so weird, we wouldn't be talking about it.
But they're now moving forward to figure out how we can do this now in a legal way. But what's the difference between going out and hunting or fishing or
right.
If that guy went out and was fishing and caught a sea bass and made a sea bass pizza, I'd be like, oh, that's great, sea bass pizza.
It's true.
You guy has it.
But you have to look at the species, how many fish are everywhere. Chickens, you can recreate all the.
Oh, I'm sure iguanas are pretty. I think they're pretty prevalent down there in Florida. I think so. Yeah, I think there's.
What's a litter of iguanas? And this is where we're at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
How many babies do iguanas or do they even do that because they're reptiles? They just lay eggs. So they're probably mass produced.
Yeah, they probably are. They probably lay a bunch of eggs and,
I just Googled, do we have a lot of iguanas?
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out where we're at.
Right.
Oh, yeah, man.
Extremely high population of green iguanas. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands to tens of millions.
Yeah, okay, so there's
All
plenty
right, the
of
hell with
iguanas
it. Put
out
on your
there.
pizza and enjoy.
Yeah,
Guy's doing just fine.
Like if that guy went out and hunted,
Yeah,
like
whatever.
in elk. Have you ever had elk chili?
No.
Elk chili is phenomenal.
I
It is.
bet.
It
You ever
is-
had Dixon's?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I had elk chili. And so like you eat those games. Like I'm sure you've had venison before. I've never
Big time.
venisoned. This has never been something that I've been interested in for whatever reason. And
jerky.
And so, but you would eat that, right? If somebody came in and said, "Hey, man, I just shot this deer. I got a venison pizza," you'd be like, "Cool."
Absolutely.
Or if somebody
I'd
came in,
encourage it.
yeah, and somebody came in and said, "Hey, man, I made elk chili. I just shot the elk yesterday. I'm going to eat the elk." Yeah, sure, I'm going to eat
badass.
that.
Bring me
But
that.
iguana
Cinnamon chili.
pizza because you've never heard of it before. All of a sudden now,
Well, I
we
needed
can't
to,
do that.
I
you know?
needed to
Yeah.
figure some things out first.
No, yeah, I get you. And we walked right through it, and it took us like 30 seconds to walk through. And this is a big kerfuffle down in Florida. If 3 idiots in Kansas City can figure this thing out in 10 seconds.
Like my buddy told me a story of how like Australian veal is prepared and how like Japanese veal is prepared. Never eating veal again.
oh, yeah, veal is a tough one. Yeah. Yeah, it's...
Oh yeah.
But I mean, you hear about those cruelty stories.
No,
with
he literally told me
animals.
the story, and I'm like, why did you ever tell me this? Like,
Yeah.
I've only had veal like maybe twice, but like figuring out like how it was prepared. Are you kidding me? Not a chance will I ever eat that. I hate animal abuse, so
there-
like I'm out.
There's another guy down there who did a TikTok video about using the frozen iguana for iguana tacos, too.
Oh my god.
It did say that they like to be used in soups and tacos.
Yeah,
They
they do.
like
They,
to
they
be
prefer
used.
it. Yes, they like the warm soup where they go in. Yeah, yes, the iguanas themselves, Mac. They enjoy being served as tacos.
You know, honestly, what
or
I'm
as a
saying,
soup.
I fancy myself more in a broth than I do on a crust.
Hey, iguana, how do you want to be killed? Well, I'd really like to go as a taco. I mean,
Why can't we be asked that?
I guess, yeah.
Hey, Dusty, how would you like to go? Well, in a cannon over the entire city of Kansas City in ashes.
Hey, I could relate to that for sure. Let me tell you something, man. I'm not kidding. I really think that's good for the youth, you know?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's not good for the youth. I'm going to play it. We're going to go to break, and we're going to discuss.
What was your thoughts in the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
All right, take it.
Did you like
You should take it.
the preparation of the?
You really think I care about the other?
No,
team's
I don't.
student
I don't
section?
think you care about the
Are
other.
you raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody. This is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
The preparation.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
and Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Hy-Vee are awesome. We love going into Hy-Vee, whether it's the one at 151st Street, the one at 95th, the one over there at 135th Street. I love the Northland locations as well. And what I love more about Hy-Vee is Hy-Vee Perks Plus, because as much as I love going into the store, sometimes we're just too busy. And with that Perks Plus membership, we can get delivery for free on our groceries, or we can do express pickup as well. And Hy-Vee Plus is an annual membership upgrade to your Perks card with amazing benefits. Like I talked about, free grocery delivery or express pickup, exclusive member-only pricing on hundreds of items every day, and they add in fuel saver discounts as well. And I love the fuel saver discounts from Hy-Vee. So upgrade your Perks membership today. Just go online and enroll for the first time, or go to Hy-Vee.com/perks and upgrade your card today so you can save time and money. What could be better with Hy-Vee Perks Plus?
Fellas, you know what time of the year it is. It's the season of love. Sex, intimacy, and love are essential to fulfilling relationships. Erectile dysfunction, though, can take a serious toll on all of that, stealing enjoyment, weakening intimacy, and placing stress on partners that can feel overwhelming. But ED doesn't have to continue impacting your relationship. Remember, men, it's not just about you. We all understand how important sex is in a relationship for you and for your partner. Erectile dysfunction can take that away, often creating serious strain on the relationship as well. That's why you should go see my people over at Heartland Men's Health. Heartland Men's Health treatments work when the pills or the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to the sex, intimacy, and love and bring you closer together. Heartland Men's Health has 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and North Kansas City. Call them today at 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com. Hey, it's Dusty Likens. No secret here. I am a golf guy, and I have to ask you if you're ready to ramp up the excitement, because golf fans, BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bet even better with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Well, you ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with this bet, MGM's Second Chance promotion will get you your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Please play responsibly.
This is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid of Rob Seid Ford. Fresh off a record-breaking year and a successful run at Ford's 2025 Top Volume Award. Rob, how did you do it?
Kevin, it's simple. We pulled out all the stops on price, on trade values, on inventory, and made sure our customers got an experience they couldn't find anywhere else.
Well, the race isn't over. 2026 is here, and you're back in the chase again.
That's right, and we're going even harder this year. More inventory, more aggressive trade-in values, and a buying experience other dealers just can't match.
Well, you're not just talking, you've got the receipts. Kansas City's only top-rated Ford dealer on Google, 4.8 stars with nearly 3,000 reviews. Voted best car dealership in Kansas City by KC Magazine.
The recognition matters, but what actually matters is how you feel when you call or visit Rob Seid Ford.
Inventory, value, transparency, and no pressure. That's why people keep coming back.
Come see us at 135th and State Line or visit us online at robsight.com.
Rob Seid Ford. Buy right. Drive happy.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Looking for the best deal on TRT? Don't pay hundreds of dollars out of pocket or settle for a one-size-fits-all dose from your doctor just because they take your insurance. At Synergen X and Low T Center, you get powerful TRT dose for your body and covered by your insurance. Synergen X and Low T Center work with most insurance plans and customize each TRT for maximum effectiveness and safety. And this February, we're offering free testosterone test and discounted peptides and GLP-1s to make getting your life back as easy as possible. Don't miss this opportunity. Go to SynergenX or LoadCCenter.com and book today.
This hour is brought to you by State Water Heater and Reeves Weideman online at rwco.com. Need a water heater? State Water Heaters has the solution. The Adapt Gas Tankless Water Heater with X3 scale prevention delivers efficient, on-demand hot water with no annual maintenance and may qualify for money-saving utility rebates. Ask your plumber for State at Reeves Weideman. Visit rwco.com or statewaterheaters.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
On the Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
All right, so that audio we played before the break gave you a little bit of a idea of where we are headed for this next topic. Thanks for all of you that were concerned with our iguana. Found out you go to Florida, they put it in their sushi. I had a chameleon joke, but they're different. I'll play it again. And I think 99.9% of people are on the coach's side here, but we can discuss.
What was your thoughts in the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you.
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
Did you like
You should take it.
the preparation of the?
Do you really think I care about the other team's
No, I don't.
student
I don't
section?
think you care about the other.
Are you raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
No,
Come on, dude. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody, this is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
The preparation.
So, it's Mark Cronin. He's the head coach of the UCLA men's basketball team for now. Or Mick. Mick Cronin.
Mick Cronin.
Also looks like a former gold Olympian figure skater. But that's his response to a reporter, and I don't know who the reporter was, if it was a college student, if it was a beat writer, if it was a college, whatever, for either UCLA or for Michigan State, asking the question what he thought about the crowd chanting Booker's name. And like before he can get, his follow-up off, he says, I'd like to give you a kudos. First off, you don't have to say the It's like when Max says the MLB. You don't say I need to give you a kudos. You just say I give you kudos. And you can tell that this coach has either been burned out with the sport, the season, something's not right. And this was like, we see this all the time in press conferences where like, there's just like that one more poke and the balloon pops. And this, I couldn't tell you what UCLA's record is. I couldn't tell you who is on their team. I don't watch a lot of UCLA men's basketball, probably for good reasoning to see how pissed off that guy was. But this is not anything new. And this isn't anything surprising to me that these coaches and these managers and these guys in this position act this way. Like they've been allowed to do this since whenever. I mean, we've seen people do this all the time and act like this. And there's just, us that talk about it, but nobody really does anything about it. Now, this is the NCAA, so I doubt like it's anything going to be serious. But I mean, to say that I don't give a rat's ass, okay, like that reporter, in my opinion, at that point's got to know, like, all right, this guy's hot. Like, I'm just going to let him do his thing. And then he's like, also to say, I give you kudos to, the question, right? That's the coach being a smartass. So he's now enabled the smarty assiness of this conversation, which then merits the reporter to say, I'll take it. If he doesn't say that,
that last little nudge of I'll take it, that guy's probably not going to turn around and put all his focus on this reporter. But then the battle has been set. You know, the kudos thing, could have done without. The I'll take it, could have done without. Now you have an even battle of like, all right, dude, I'm going to stand my ground, and I respect the reporter for that. There's no respect for me for Cronin. Like this guy to say, are you raising your voice? That's not raising your voice to the level that Mac and I would say is raising your voice. Like raising your voice is like, hey. Like that to me is like raising your voice, but being like
Your register getting higher is not raising your voice.
Yeah, he's changing the octave of his voice.
I
Not
don't
going,
even really think he did that. He almost was like Peter Brady,
cracked.
Yeah, his voice did crack a little bit
Yeah,
because
cracked.
he was being bullied by Mick Cronin, and Mick Cronin's a bully.
Yeah,
and
100%.
I hope he hears this because the way that he treated the reporter, the way that he's kind of been acting really since he's been to UCLA has been kind of bullyish the entire time. I think it's a fair question. You had a player last night on your team that did not score and did not shoot the ball but one time in Booker. He's averaging about 5 shots per game. He played 25 minutes last night, finished 1 for 1 shooting, and had 2 points in the game. And so when a starter who plays 25 minutes takes 1 shot and doesn't have any assists in the game, and you have to wonder, why didn't this guy play maybe to the level that we're accustomed to this guy playing? If they're chanting his name and the student section's on him all night, did that have an impact on your player? Because a lot of times the crowd does impact these guys. We see it at Allen Fieldhouse. We see it at Hilton Coliseum.
How to
right?
work at Texas Tech.
You know, you exactly. But you see it all the time. These guys go right after the players. These student sections go after the players. And so I don't know what was being said. I didn't watch it last night.
Right.
UCLA is 17-9. They're 7th place in the Big Ten right now. They just lost back-to-back games on the road to Michigan and Michigan State. And I will say this, if you remember Mick Cronin from, I think it was earlier this year or late last year, bitching about the travel now in the Big Ten and how much travel it is. So this guy's been laying the groundwork for a long period of time now, how he doesn't like where college basketball is. He doesn't like the fact that they're in the Big Ten and they have to travel. And then they go to the Big Ten and they get Michigan and Michigan State in back-to-back games, both top 15 teams. You lost to both of those teams. UCLA basketball, guys, also isn't anything spectacular. My wife and I went to a UCLA basketball game in February of 2020, right before COVID hit, and we were out there after the first Super Bowl, just taking a couple of weeks off. We saw online tickets to go to see UCLA play basketball. I don't know who they played that night. It doesn't matter. $10 to get into.
Wow. Whoa.
Exactly. The fees were more than the cost of the ticket to buy on
That says
StubHub or
something.
wherever we got them at that time, right? And I think we left at halftime. I'll show you the picture. There was a guy behind me sleeping during the game at that Pauley Pavilion. So UCLA isn't the basketball mecca that a lot of people think that it is.
No, it's
and
not the 70s.
It's not. It's not even the 80s anymore, or even the 90s when they were, they won a national championship. I think in 1995, they did get to the Final Four, obviously, when KU was there back in 08. But UCLA has been looking for that next great coach, trying to get a basketball program for the better part of, 25 years now. And so you hire Mick Cronin, who came, I believe, from Cincinnati at the time. And it seems like a nice job. UCLA sounds good. Then you get to UCLA and you realize nobody gives a rip about UCLA. Then they move you to the Big Ten and you're losing games. I think right now, Mick Cronin is one of those guys who is no longer capable of coaching in college basketball because the game is not providing to him what he wants the game to provide. It has changed. It is a different sport. It is a different league. It's a different way to go about playing the game and recruiting and everything right now. And that dude needs to adjust. He sounds like a guy who's not willing to adjust and change and want to do things the new way. And I think, quite honestly, he's outgrown the game of college basketball. I think it would behoove everybody for Mick Cronin to probably resign after this season. It would be better for UCLA. It would be better for that toxicity that was out there that was created. And he, to me, just feels like a guy who's not embracing what college sports is today. And if you're not going to embrace what college sports is today and you want to talk about building programs, you are no longer fit or qualified to be coaching in college sports at this point in time, unless you're going to go to a Division II or Division III. But those guys and gals are bouncing every 5 minutes to a new school, too.
These guys have the rare opportunity to go back and watch themselves after doing something that gets criticized, and I really hope he goes back and watches the way he acted towards that reporter. And I really hope he sees how he was demeaning, how he was mean. It was gross to watch, and I honestly don't know how anyone could be on Mick Cronin's side. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we see
and
people-
I see myself so much in that reporter because like you were the jerk to me, you were the D-bag, and then you said that's the worst question. Hey, kudos for the worst question I've ever heard. So now you are coming at my job and what I do. So kudos. All right, thanks.
Yeah,
I'll take
I
it.
mean, what was the kid supposed to say, or the person
Nothing.
supposed to say at that point?
He just said,
in time?
"I'll take it."
Yeah, because that's human reaction. If you get
No, he's being a smartass.
I think
But it's
he's
deserved because the coach was a smartass first.
But I think it was one of those stunned moments, like, okay, I'll take it. You know, like I'm not trying to be a smartass, but if it comes across that way, well, all right.
Come on, he's being a smartass. The coach was a smartass first when he's like, "Kudos to the worst question I've ever been asked." I'll take it. Like that's a smartass thing.
It wasn't even. I mean, yeah, it's smart ass. It's
But
more
it's
than that. It's
deserved.
like, yeah, it's,
He's standing his ground. If we're all against the coach for being an a-hole,
yeah,
you want him to just walk all over this kid?
no, exactly.
But
Yeah,
that's,
so,
but
I mean,
that's what coaches do. And I'm over that, right? Like there's such an adversarial relationship that's been created. And I don't know where it started or who created it versus teams and the media. And most of these teams, the majority of these teams do believe, their PR departments believe, that the media is out to get them. Don't say anything to the media. The media is not here for you. They're not here to do anything for you. They're not here for your best interest, all this kind of stuff. So these teams have created over the years these adversarial relationships. And I'm sure it started back in the day, you know, when one reporter kind of went rogue and maybe reported something that he wasn't supposed to, that he saw behind the scenes, and that kind of led to kind of a lack of trust. But they paint a big swooping brush over the entire media that the media is out to get you. And they're not. I mean, the media, you know, quite honestly has a job to do. And when a coach like that creates an adversarial relationship, it's very hard for the media to go out there and do the job. And then it ultimately becomes a disservice to the fan base. And the fan base wants to know exactly what's going on. A lot of these teams now, all of these teams now have their own entities, and they try to produce their own propaganda and put it out there. And they're trying to keep the media out and not allow them in. But at this point in time, the media is allowed in, and you should have a good relationship with the media. And you should try to be nice to the media because they can make or break it for you in a lot of instances. Look at what happened with Jerome Tang. That guy wasn't fired necessarily for what he said. As the athletic director said, he was fired for the reaction that the media had after he said what he said. And so you've got to find a way, if you're a coach, to be nice. Everybody's a human being. Everybody's an adult. Just because you're the coach of a team doesn't make you better or more powerful or smarter or on a higher level than somebody who's covering the team. And these coaches need to figure the F out. Like Bill Self, that guy is a genius. He's brilliant. He's wonderful. He's a great human being because he's nice to everybody. And he gets the benefit of the doubt. Mick Cronin, that guy's a jerk. Get bent.
Yeah, we can get back into that later on, because that'll be something that goes crazy. 'Cause, I mean, look, Fred Hoiberg, he's in hot water too, slapping phones out of people's hands on the court.
That's crazy.
I missed that when he slapped somebody's phone.
Sure did.
Was it going off?
Iowa stormed the court after beating Nebraska last night, and he was recording Hoiberg. I don't know what was said, but either way, it did not merit Hoiberg slapping the phone out of another man's hand or student's hand.
Yeah, in this day and age, you're going to be recorded, man.
The crash out is just insane for these coaches.
Grown
It's
men,
insane.
grown men.
Like, you're letting these kids win. If that is, in fact, a college reporter getting to that man's end of his nerve, like, you're just showing your true test of character. And, you know, if you can't handle it, man, get out. You can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Like, if you're noticing your team slip, Fred, like, maybe take that aggression to practice. Because if I'm that kid that my phone got slapped out of my hand, better believe there's an assault charge getting sent towards Fred Hoiberg.
Oh, hell yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nebraska, you're getting a call. Fred, you're getting a call.
Yeah.
Your son, who's kind of good at basketball, might get a call.
Get ready.
Yeah. Some of these people, though, that have these incidents happen that don't want to take on these teams, they're fools, man. Like, remember when Karen Kornacki got shot in the eye by the Royals? I would have owned that
No,
damn
I don't.
team. Oh, yeah. She got shot in the eye in the locker room with a BB gun. Yeah, I'd own that team. Scoop
Didn't do anything?
No, when Scoop got hit in the face by Hal's phone, he got nothing. They told him they'd take him for a crab cake dinner in Baltimore. He still hasn't gotten that crab cake dinner.
Yeah.
I would have owned the team then.
Speaking of the Royals, so I want to get into this because I feel like the Cags trash talk should chill. So I'll be honest with you. I've, followed this guy since they drafted him 6th overall and, 2 years ago's draft. And the moves that he made through the minor leagues was astonishing. And then he was brought up to this team and did not have a good year. And the one thing that I will address that we've heard Josh Vernier say, who, by the way, Thursday night will have Jack Caglione on the Hot Stove Show. That starts at 6 o'clock on 96.5 The Fan. But we heard Cotrero say it too, that, essentially there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days, but you got to understand that you're going to fail in this sport and failing is going to be okay. And you just have to Aaron Judge. Those are the two names that I will give you because these guys, per fan base, we're going to be considered busts after such a quick one year visit to the major leagues. Mike Trout's first 40 games, 30 strikeouts in 40 games. He only had 27 hits, hitting 220. Not even his weight. Mike Trout's always been a beast. And Mike Trout in Anaheim, they're going, oh, man, I don't know. He was promised he was going to be good. He was going to be great. I'll let you go look at baseball reference to see what Mike Trout did in his second year in the league.
Smash.
Little bit of a cheat code. He finished second in MVP that year. Aaron Judge, similar to Caglione, called up a little bit later into their season. Aaron Judge struck out 42 times in 95 plate appearances. 27 games Aaron Judge played. Hit 179. And the Yank faithful were like, nah, he ain't gonna make it. Homework assignment number 2. Go look at what Aaron Judge did in his second year in the big leagues. After getting a year of failure and hearing the negative and seeing like, oh man, this is how it is. This is what it's going to be. Again, 40 games, 27 games. Jack Caglione, 60 games. I, again, am not telling you that he is going to end up being two of the greatest players we've ever seen play baseball. But these guys are in the same boat. These guys were projected to be franchise changers, not saviors, changers. Jack Caglione is one of those guys. He is an outfield bat that they trust in, that they like, that they are hoping to be productive. And Jack Caglione, last year, we know his year was not great. 7 home runs, 183 average, 60 games. But what's the one thing that I notice when I hear people say he's a bust? It's just a lazy take. You give me no other comps. You give me no other reason. Your only take is he's going to be a bust. That's just lazy. Do some research. The way these two guys, who are now great, were dealt with failure, depression, fans saying that they weren't going to be somebody that everybody had said that they were going to be, and then to turn it around and have these careers. And there's other examples. Alex Bregman started his career 0-18. Guy's one of the richest dudes in baseball to this day. And has won World Series, maybe cheated about one of them, but has won MVPs, Gold Gloves. He hit 30 to 40 home runs in his rookie year, literally starting 0-18, immediate failure, but figured it out. So Cags is a bust, says only that that's just a lazy take. You have to give this guy a year because sometimes failing is the best success you'll ever have in your life.
Well, they say that a lot. Yeah, they say the best way to learn is to fail. And I tell my kids that all the time. But I haven't seen many people talking trash on Cags, quite honestly.
More so people like in Twitter or text line or stuff like that.
Well, yeah.
I'm not talking about national people.
No, but I'm just talking about like locally. I mean, I'm not having many Cags conversations. I'm not seeing a lot of it. I think people with Cags, at least my impression of it is just like, we already saw the beginning. Now you just got to go do your thing. And I haven't heard a lot of people trash talk Cags to me. I haven't heard a lot of people even really ask about Cags right now as to what's going on. I think a lot of people, for the most part, understand what happened last year and are like, okay, we'll just see what happens. I mean, that's the way you have to be with baseball players. Even if he had a great year last year, like with Noah Cameron right now. You don't know that he's going to have a great year next year just because or this year because he had a great year last year. We still have to see that work in progress as well. So because a young guy had a bad season or even a veteran guy had a bad season, doesn't mean that's who they are. You see how they bounce back. That tells you the true character of somebody. But I feel like, for my sake anyway, going into this year, there was a hell of a lot more talk about Cags last year, in my opinion, than there is this year going into spring training with Jack Caglione. I feel like from the folks that I've had conversations with about the Royals, or people that ask about the Royals, Jack Caglione is hardly a mention. And I feel like that's good, and I think that's the way it should be. He should be looked at as just a guy in the lineup right now. No more pressure on him, no less pressure on him than anybody else. And if this team wants to be good, this entire organization needs to pick it up and needs to get their act together when it comes to contributing in the big moments. Man on third, 2 outs, drive that guy in, guy on second, 1 out, move him over. Those things that they weren't able to do last year. It's going to take everybody moving forward. And so if people want to talk trash on Cags, I guess, but I got to say, I just haven't seen it, and I've been pleasantly surprised that I haven't seen a lot of trash talking on him.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can talk to people in the organizations of sports, but I mean, I'm just talking about like casual fans that engage with us.
I'm talking about people that I run into at the J, people that come up to me, they want to have conversations about the team.
I'm just telling you where it's coming from, and you're saying you don't hear it. I'm telling you where it's coming from. It's coming from Twitter. It's coming from the text line. It's coming from Facebook. It's coming from Instagram. Places like that maybe you might not be.
Yeah, I don't voyeur into those a lot.
So again, because you're not in there, you don't know. So that's why I'm trying to educate you and tell you.
That's a very small minority of people. I
so
mean,
is people at the J. That's 1 to 3 people that you might interact
real
with.
Live people, you know.
So are people on the text line and on social media.
Yeah, but social media, from what we did a study years ago, 6% of our audience was on social media. I find social media comments to be overly negative, overly, oh my God.
That's why the topic is created, because it is negative stuff.
But why do we have to respond? We're the 85% of the people like, yeah, I can't wait to watch Cags play this year. It's like, that's just in general what we do in society. We take the small negative stuff and make it these big stories. And it's easy to do it that way. It generates the clicks, as Jerome wanted to say to us, right? The clicks. It does. It generates the clicks. And like negativity has always fueled the fire. That's why they always said, if it bleeds, it leads, in news and all that kind of stuff. And the older I got, the more I'm like, why do we waste time on the negative? Let's talk about the positive and the good things, and support this kid Jack Caglione.
Because sometimes you can deliver stuff and change people's negative mind to a positive outlook.
Well, I think a lot of times too we try to change people's minds, and over the last 15 years or so, I've realized there's not a lot of change that you can do with people. But I think instead of being negative towards Cags and having that negative energy, get rid of the negative energy. Have positive energy towards these guys, and don't worry about what happened last year for anybody, because last year doesn't define a single human being. What you're going to do going forward defines you, and I think Cags is going to be just fine, and I think the less pressure that he feels, the better off he's going to be in that lineup. I'm actually more excited to watch him than maybe anybody in the lineup this year, because I think he's going to be a guy that just kind of fits in and does his thing and, gets back to where we need to go.
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
I'll make sure to keep an eye on this. Our poll question this week on the Fan 965 is, again, we've had it before. Do you want Tyreek Hill back? We don't know the answer. Yesterday, we were confused on which one it was going to be, yes or no. So yes or no on the Fan 965 on our Twitter page. Do you want Tyreek Hill back? Here on 96.5 The Fan. Coming up next, it's the greatest intro song in the world. It's Jay Binkley. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
There's juice all over the place.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you something. My friends over at Golden Oak Lending are flat out awesome. We talked to Golden Oak Lending a lot. In fact, they called us last week and they said, hey, guess what? In a couple of months may be a great time for you guys to refinance. So start thinking about that. I'm like, awesome. That works for us. And those are the things you get at Golden Oak Lending. Once you're in with Golden Oak Lending and you're a client, they reach out to you. When those rates start to drop, they pick up the phone and they say, hey, we got a great low rate. Are you interested in refinancing? And I think, yeah, I will be interested in refinancing. financing. That's the service we get with Golden Oak Lending. But it all starts with you taking that free mortgage checkup. It's risk-free, no paperwork, no credit card required. It's just a phone conversation where you tell Golden Oak Lending what you want to accomplish in your financial goals. And Golden Oak Lending will get to work to find out if they've got a mortgage that's better than the one that you're currently in. And if they do, you're on your way, and it's awesome, and you're ready to go. And the average cash-out customer with Golden Oak Lending saves $1,104 per month. Plus, you'll go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. So get that free mortgage checkup started today. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. And let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
The last 3 days of the winter sale is happening now at Peter's Clothiers. Save up to 50% off all suits, sport coats, and sportswear. Save big with sizes to fit every man. Peter's Clothiers, 124th and State Line Road.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying enough is enough. That's right. You don't want to deal with that joint pain anymore. When you get up in the morning, you want to be rocking and rolling and ready to go. And 40,000 people have already said stop and went to see my friends over at QC Kinetics. Stop before I put my life on hold. There has to be another way. And at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular level treatments that revitalize joint tissue naturally, there is. Patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. Surgery isn't always the answer, and QC Kinetics knows that. They use safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. Get started now to ease inflammation and slow the progression of arthritis. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, call QC Kinetics today for that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Advent Health welcomes the KC Golf Show February 27th through March 1st at the Overland Park Convention Center. Grab front door bonus golf while it lasts. Enjoy the Vital Stretch Zone. Saturday's women's events and test big brands with Golf MD at the Golf Show February 27th through March 1st. All at the OP Convention Center. Thanks to Genesis of Kansas City, Orange Whip, RMI Golf Carts, Arnold Palmer Spiked, Yingling Flight, Hereford House, WHB, Alabama Golf Trail, Edward Jones, and Tito's Vodka. Special tickets at KansasCityGolfShow.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Empower. After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he could be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by
by Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com. Missouri side, 71 northbound. Checking in slow from 87th up towards Gregory Lee Summit. US 50 westbound. Off again on again slow from 3rd Street up to 470. Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. They have been in business since 2012, offering residential service and project work, light commercial and router service. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
He loves beer and chewing tobacco, football and boobs. He knows Bobby Bowden. He knows Pete Carroll. He likes the 3-4 defense. He's Jay McLean. He loves beer and chewing tobacco, football and boobs. He knows Bobby Bowden. He knows Pete Carroll. He likes the 3-4 defense. He's Jay McLean.
It is Wednesday around 6:45. The Binkley symbol goes up. The Binkley symbol gets answered, and Jay Binkley is ready to go. Binkley, our poll question today was, do you want Tyreek Hill back, yes or no? Are you a yes or no on Mr. Hill? And also, are you a yes or no on Mr. Bradley Chubb?
Hill, not at all. Bradley Chubb, 100%. So Bradley Chubb, yes. Tyreek Hill, no. 25-year-old, 26-year-old Tyreek Hill, yes. 32-year-old Tyreek Hill, no.
Yeah, 32-year-old, going to be 33, coming off of a massive leg operation and another one still to come. Like, he serves no purpose to me. But the Bradley Chubb one is very interesting. I think he can be a nice signing from a player standpoint. Had a good year last year. I'm not giving him a 5-year deal or anything like that.
No.
But I think he could be good for George Karlaftis because, quite honestly, Jay, has Karlaftis really had a mentor at that defensive end position since he's been here?
No, not really. And the one thing he's had Chris Jones obviously lean on that can play on the outside and the inside. But as far as Tyreek Hill is concerned, too, I mean, you mentioned it yesterday. You know, he's going to have another surgery and stuff like that. I'm like, what are we doing here? I mean, his skill set was going down the field, was taking the top off of defense and doing that. And you don't expect him to do it anymore. And we don't know if he's even going to start playing at the beginning of the year. But Bradley Chubb, 100%. That's a presence that's played in this league. He's achieved in this league. That would be a perfect guy for the rotational pieces they like at defensive end. I'd be 100% for that. You could probably get a short-term deal, 1 to 2 year deal with Bradley Chubb. I mean, you wouldn't be breaking the bank like he was paid handsomely in Miami. He's not going to get that at his next stop. It's going to be more of a prove-it type deal for Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, of course. He's had 2 knee surgeries, 1 on each, and he's, that magical age of 30, but coming off his best pressure season, and that's something the Chiefs couldn't do last year, Jay, was pressure that quarterback, Yeah,
and the fact he's done it before, so it's not like, drafting somebody and hoping that they can do it because he's proved that he can do it in the NFL with a team that just wasn't very good, but he was able to do it, and he's been a good pro, so 100% I'd be interested in Bradley Chubb.
So what's your theory with Trent McDuffie? Do you franchise tag him? Do you trade him? Do you give him a contract? Like, what are you doing with 22?
I would like to, here's the thing. It's tough to find corners like that. And you look at the secondary, it is a strength of the Chiefs, and they really liked Trent McDuffie. There was a reason why they traded up to get him because they had a first-round grade on him, and all of a sudden he starts to slide, and the Chiefs went up and got him. Do I think he can rebound? Did he have a down year last year compared to other years? Yeah, I think so. But I think a lot of guys did for the Chiefs. But in this league, it's about stopping quarterbacks. It's about corners. And you need them at that time of the year when you get to the postseason. And when you have a quarterback like Justin Herbert in the division, and who knows what Mendoza is going to be able to do with the Raiders, but you'd assume he'd be a viable quarterback. But Josh Allen, these quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, the quarterbacks in the AFC, shut him down if Jalen Watson walks, which I expect him to do. But, yeah, just kind of a leader in that secondary, a guy that's been here, a guy that's won a ring for the Chiefs, and I think he can get back to well, I mean, it's not like he fell off the cliff or anything. Still a young player and ascending player, so I'd 100% bring back Trent McDuffie.
But is he more valuable to you as a trade piece, Jay, than he is as a player on your team next year?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on who's trading you. But the one thing about this, too, is are you getting a pick in the 20s?
Yeah,
if you get a pick in the 20s, that's not a great pick. That's essentially a second rounder. And especially in this draft, because when all said and done, the most important question to any GM is how many first round grades did you have on players? And they say 13 to 18 players, which is typically kind of the window that teams have on players. But if you're drafting somebody at the end of the first round, it's a shot in the dark if they're going to be a good player or not. I think the 27 draft is going to be loaded, going to be one of the best drafts we've seen in decades. But yeah, I mean, of course, the Chiefs need draft picks, so that would be enticing to get that. But is there really that quality of player that you say is in the 20s that would be a player as good as Trey McDuffie? I don't think there is.
Binkley, you've got the mock draft coming out pretty soon here for the next edition of it.
Yeah.
We going defense this time around? Because I think it was receiver last week.
It's probably still going to be receiver, to be honest with you. I mean, the top two picks are going to be receiver and edge. I mean, that's just bottom line. That's just what they're going to be. And running back in the third round, pretty set on those position groups between wide receiver and edge. And I still think that the quality of edges beyond the first couple, it's a pretty deep edge class. And I think you're going to see more and more of that, people saying that about this edge class. Dane Brugler's been talking about it. There's been talking about just the quality of players in that second tier. So still going to go wide receiver, still going to go weapon for the Chiefs. They need both. I mean, let's be honest, they need both those positions, but I'm going to stick with the Chiefs getting a weapon at number 9, a weapon outside of running back.
Are the Chiefs further along or further away from being back to the top than maybe we want to think? Because this conversation has kind of taken me down some dark roads. Like maybe it's best to just bounce on next season and trade guys that you can trade and load up and get ready for that 27 draft with the injury to Mahomes coming back. We don't know how he's going to be. Like, do you feel like this team is further away, Jay? Because that's the feeling I'm getting.
Well, they were in so many close games last year, and you look at it, can they rebound? It's going to be Andy Reid. It's going to be a tough coaching job. This is. With Andy Reid and Spags, I mean, these guys are going to get any younger. They're going to want to win, and the coaching staff is an accomplished coaching staff of the Chiefs, but this is going to take one of his best efforts to get this team ready to roll. Yeah, 27 draft looks good, but yeah, there's no reason in 26, and I know they're looking at, Mahomes is still here, Chris Jones obviously still going to be the Chiefs, maybe Travis Kelce comes back. So I don't think they want to, look at this season as a throwaway season, because there are a certain amount of guys that won't be playing in the NFL much longer that they can still get some value out for the Chiefs. And you look at some of the teams like the Patriots, and you look at that team, how different was that Patriots team than what the Chiefs were, in midseason? Was the midseason Chiefs that much worse than the Patriots team we saw in the postseason? The Chiefs were right there with Denver, with the quarterback that couldn't throw a forward pass in Alodican. They were right there with them. So how much further back are they in the AFC? You see what's going on in Buffalo, obviously the Ravens switching coaches as well. So I think they still believe they're still going to be in it, and I think that their track record proves they will still be in it in 26.
Go ahead. I just got some breaking news about Mahomes, Jay. I don't know if you saw this and how this may affect things going into the offseason. The Chiefs have just converted Patrick Mahomes' salary into a signing bonus to create cap space, opening up $43.56 million in cap room for the Chiefs. So Clark essentially just wrote Patrick a check for $55 million.
That's awesome, and you knew that's probably what they're going to do. And, of course, there's a couple of cuts this team can make, Juwan Taylor, et cetera, where they'll be right back in it. The bottom line is, I know the Chiefs are way over the cap and things like that, but the bottom line is they're going to be right back in it to spend money coming close. And this helps with some of the free agents. Like when you're talking about a Bradley Chubb, or you're taking about, you talking about signing Breece Hall and maybe somebody else, but this is going to matter. And the Chiefs can, in a blink of an eye, can get this salary cap switched around. So I think they're going to try to give Mahomes as many weapons as you can this year and utilize every single year that you have of Patrick Mahomes to win games.
That little nugget of information had you kind of excited, Jay.
Well,
you had a little. I could see your grin and your little cheeks getting perked up when he said that to you.
Let's go. Again, these are the best. These are the biggest 3 months in the NFL all season. It's February. It is March with free agency, then it's April with the draft. So how good you are in November, how good you are in December, it all starts what you do in February, March, and April, and I love that.
And we're going to be back here next year doing this because Mahomes' cap number next year will be over $85 million.
Yeah.
Hey,
but it's one of those contracts that you can always renegotiate down. But there's a few cuts this team can make and get right back to where they want to be. So, it's exciting. Which free agency are they going to, dip into the free agent market like they did back when they brought in the Honey Badger and they brought in players to kind of change this team around and help the team win games like a big signing like that. I'm excited about it. We'll see what they do. I do have the draft, a lot of defensive players, of course, but I do think that first pick should still be in the offense, but there is a lot of defensive players they need, including safety. I do like Caleb Downs, love Caleb Downs and what he can do, and I know he's kind of the hot talking point right now. Would you draft Caleb Downs at safety? And of course, and I mean, he's one of the best players. I think he's the best player in the first round, to be honest with you. And I know that Kyle Hamilton comparisons come out, but Kyle Hamilton's 6'4", about 220. Caleb Downs about 6 foot 205. So yes, he can be compared to Kyle Hamilton, but Kyle Hamilton plays all over the football field. So, but I will say this about Caleb Downs: he has 2 punt returns for touchdowns, just limited. He's only returned like 10 in his career at Ohio State, but he has 2 touchdowns, one at Alabama and one at Ohio State. So that's a player that can do multiple things for the Kansas City Chiefs, but I don't go safety at 9.
Well, you're a player that can do multiple things, and we appreciate you every Wednesday, Binkley. Stay away from Mick Cronin, man. He might yell at you. So we'll talk to you next Wednesday, my guy.
So he might. Yeah, keep up the breaking news.
Yeah, we will. We'll try. We'll get some more for you.
That's Jay Binkley coming up next. I'll tell you exactly why the Chiefs are drafting defensive at the first pick of their draft in 2026 at 9th overall here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Yeah, but football never dissipates, Bob.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at State Water Heaters are saying, all right, guys, enough with not getting that hot water, right? You want hot water every single morning for your whole family. Or maybe you're like me, you turn on that hot water in the morning and you got to wait like 5-10 minutes before the cold water gets through the system and the hot water comes on. You're wasting time, you're wasting energy, you're wasting water, and State Water Heaters is here to fix all of that. If you're tired of running out of hot water, State Water Heaters has got the answer. A new high-efficiency Adapt gas tankless water heater with X3 scale prevention technology from State can provide plenty of hot water as well as great energy savings for your family. Our Adapt models with X3 provide years of trouble-free hot water without the worry of annual maintenance that's required from those other tankless models. The best part about this is you're basically just setting it and forgetting it. And these hot water heaters may also qualify for rebates from your local utility company, so don't miss your chance to put some money back into your pocket. Act now and have your plumber visit your local Reeves Weideman store. They can do that in person or at rwco.com, or just check them out at statewaterheaters.com.
Want to make the most of your tax refund? File with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it. With a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Football season is over, but there's still plenty to bet at Circa Sports. From pro and college basketball, hockey, and everything in between, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for futures on March hoops, props on your favorite players, and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you love seafood, pull up anchor and set sail for Hy-Vee's annual fish and seafood sale. Get a whale of a deal on all your favorites for Lent. Salmon, tuna, trout, and catfish. Seafood lovers shrimp, crab legs, and lobster mac and cheese. Eating seafood twice a week has major health benefits. Count on Hy-Vee to sell only the freshest seafood backed by the Responsible Choice Guarantee. All hands on deck for the annual seafood sale going on now at Hy-Vee.
One thing I love doing is going to Hy-Vee. I love going up and down the aisles and finding everything I need. But sometimes we're just very busy. With 2 girls in high school right now, we are swamped. So we use Hy-Vee's Aisles Online. I go to the Hy-Vee app or at Hy-Vee.com. I choose the store I want. I select my items, and then Hy-Vee does all the shopping for me. All I have to do is pick it up or, better yet, have it delivered to my home. So I'm going to save time and I'm going to save money. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
The smartest people on earth know how to spot a good deal. That's why they shop at Ollie's first. You'll save up to 70% off the fancy store's prices. So you go, you smart and savvy shopper. You know where the real deals are, where they sell good stuff cheap.
Ollie's!
Good stuff cheap!
This update is brought to you by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Visit AnthonyPHC.com today.
Keep your home warm and your furnace running strong with expert HVAC care from Anthony. Celebrate our 75th anniversary. Get $75 off a furnace tune-up. Book now at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Downtown 670 eastbound gets heavy past Broadway, off again on again slow onto 71 southbound, which is a little sluggish down to 18th Street. Heading into downtown 29 southbound slow for the Bond Bridge into the downtown loop. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Listen to the Royals Spring Training Opener on Friday, February 20th, starting at 2 o'clock right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Wednesday poll sounder. We've done it before. We had to do it again because it finally became official yesterday that Tyreek Hill was released from, or I guess over the weekend, he was released by the Miami Dolphins. The question we asked is, do you want Tyreek Hill back as a Kansas City Chief? As of 7 o'clock this morning, there's been 102 votes. 69.6% say no. First comment says, bring Kling back, and maybe I'll consider Tyreek.
They watched the video yesterday. Yeah.
Somebody says maybe as a running back. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that because that was also like a lot of people's Chiefs take yesterday that we do on our socials on Instagram, which was, don't bring Tyreek Hill back. We don't need him. We can move on, get younger. Let's not have a reunion tour, yada, 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 or go get Caleb Downs, which is what Max said, which not very many times have I been sold after, 5 minutes of having a conversation about it, but I was kind of sold on the Caleb Downs thing. And I know that Binkley kind of just didn't disintegrate the high point that I had on the draft pick by saying he's Kyle Hamilton by going, well, Kyle Hamilton is 6'4", 250. This guy's 6 foot 205, but maybe he plays bigger, right? Maybe he plays like the guy. Maybe because he's not 6'4", 2 whatever, because he is a little bit more agile, he can do more outside of just the position. Like Kyle Hamilton is going to play safety. He's only going to play safety. If Caleb Downs can be shifty and can do other things, what's something that the Kansas City Chiefs are in dire needs of as well? Not high on the food chain, but a return guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if that's something you can have, plus be also great at your position, because we know how return guys go. Once they've kind of developed where they're supposed to be, that return game goes away. Unless it's like one of those moments where you're like, hey, big moment, kind of need you to come on the field real quick and do your old magic. But if you look at the history of the 9th overall pick, it essentially tells you that there is going to be a defensive position taken for the Kansas City Chiefs. I also thought it was interesting that Binkley said that there is a lot of defensive line in this draft. That is something the Chiefs have high on their food chain, especially at edge rusher or a defensive edge. So the history would tell you guys like Pat Surtain, Luke Kuechly, our boy from the Bears, who's now a free agent for the Falcons.
Yeah, Leonard Floyd.
Leonard Floyd's another one. All were picked 9th overall in draft picks. All defensive guys. Now, I'm sure over time you could see it, but I think what was the math we did yesterday over the last 12 years in the 9th pick? 8 of them were defensive players. Now, a lot of them were offensive. The others were like offensive linemen or wide receiver, but a lot of corner, a lot of linebacker, and a lot of D-line.
Well, this team needs to go defense, and that's where I disagree with Jay. He had mentioned kind of offense a little bit. They may go with a skill guy. I'm out on that. I think the defense, the more that I continue to think about this team, this defense was really bad last year. And I know you've got the opportunity to lose some guys via free agency. I would do kind of a whole house cleaning if I could on the defensive side, to be honest with you. I mean, what guy really stands out that you're like, we got to have that guy back? You went 6-11 last year, right? I think Trent McDuffie, the rumor has been out there, and I know a lot of the Nationals are talking about potentially trading him to the Rams for the 29th overall pick. And Jay was like, yeah, it's probably not a first-round grade. But if we keep every prospect or every talent that we have and say we can only trade him if we have a guy for a first-round grade, we're never going to be able to get better. So if you're picking number 29, you're still getting a very good player there. Like, we're excited about 9 and 40. Why wouldn't we also be excited about 9, 29, and 40? And now having 3 picks in the top 40 and looking at it from that perspective and saying, yeah, Trent McDuffie's going to cash in next year. We may have gotten the best out of Trent McDuffie already. 3 Super Bowls, 2 wins. He's played great. This season wasn't that great for Trent McDuffie, obviously, but there's a lot of things that factor into that. I think you're kind of selling high right now with Trent McDuffie. And if you can get a first-round draft pick from the Rams back, now you have 3 picks in the top 40. You can reinvent your defense in one draft if you make the right plays. And so I'm still signing a wide receiver in free agency or make a trade for a wide receiver. I'm not drafting one that high when I have so many holes on that defensive side of the football. And so I would trade Trent McDuffie if I could get 29 overall, and you just have to give up Trent McDuffie, and I think I saw like a 6th-round draft pick or something like that. Guys, I'm in. I'm in on that pick. I don't know how you feel about that, but Trent McDuffie for number 29, it's hard to say no to that.
Yes, it's 2012. Luke Kuechly, 9th pick. D. Milner, D-back for the Jets in 2013. Anthony Barr, linebacker for the Vikings for all those years, 2014. You go 2015 was an offensive lineman. 2016 was Leonard Floyd. John Ross, Chiefs' favorite, 2017, offensive tackle in 18. Ed Oliver in 19. C.J. Henderson in 2020. Patrick Surtain in 2021, offensive tackle in 2022. Jalen Carter, that we remember in Kansas City, was in 2023. Pat Surtain as well. So
what you're saying is we should get a legitimate player at number 9. Yeah, we
the
should
last
get a Pro
12
Bowler,
years
yeah.
would tell you that there is a Pro Bowl type of player at the 9th pick for defense.
Okay.
Because the other side of this, though, that I will be fair to, is probably in most of those drafts, there were 3 quarterbacks being picked before that 9th pick, or at least 2.
We got
And then possibly like a perennial superstar wide receiver.
Yep.
One quarterback will be taken. Yeah, and he shouldn't even be taken, but please take him.
Jalen Carter wasn't going to be 9. He was going to be 2 or 3.
Yeah, right. But he was doing stupid things at Georgia and getting into trouble, which hasn't really changed much since he's arrived in the NFL.
And the 3 defensive backs you mentioned on that list, 2 of which ended up being busts.
Yeah, that D. Milner, I kind of liked him years ago. I remember that name.
I remember him, and I was like, oh, yeah, out of Alabama. I guess
I remember that name. I'm glad you said Alabama because I didn't remember that. But I remember his name coming out back in 2013, thinking, oh, okay, whatever. But the Chiefs were picking 1 that year, so it didn't matter. They were going Eric Fisher.
I know Binkley brought up Kyle Hamilton, which is all well and good, but we just had Field Yates on yesterday, and he was talking about the Honey Badger kind of being a comparison as well. Caleb Downs, you mentioned 6 foot. That we'll see at the combine if he's really even that tall.
Yeah.
He's one of the smallest players on the field. He can play everywhere. He's feisty. He's a leader. He sets the tone. I think Honey Badger is the
But he's
exact
small
comp.
too.
That's what I'm saying. He's the smallest player on the field.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people want to downgrade
And
the
he
size.
hits. and he brings a lick.
But if Honey Badger could go out there and do it, why can't Caleb Downs be that same type
I'm
of player?
with you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I hate the
Go get
hand
it.
size stuff. Well, his hands are small, his arms is whatever. Can the guy play football? Because sometimes guys got great bodies, but they can't play football, or they don't love playing football. Caleb Downs seems to be like a guy who loves playing football. I would love him here.
This was Field Yates yesterday on Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs is kind of a zero weakness player. There's not really anything he can't do as a safety. The Chiefs with Brian Cook becoming a free agent have question marks there. And I think what I appreciate most about Caleb Downs is I don't know how many safeties you could say this for in the NFL right now. The Chiefs had one a few years ago when they had Tyrann Mathieu when he first arrived to Kansas City. Like, he sets the tone for the defense, and that's a pretty rare trait to find in a safety. And that's part of what I like about Caleb Downs is that, yeah, he might be one of the 4 smallest guys on the field, but he also might be one of the most physically imposing players on your defense every single snap. So I like the way that his skill set fits any defense. I also like the way that he changes a defense because of not just the physical skills, but also the intangibles.
You know, up until last year, guys, the Chiefs have shown, since Brett Veach and Andy Reid have taken over, basically, an emphasis on making sure that safety position was solid. They had Eric Berry when they first got here, who, you know, we all know how good a football player he was. Then when he decided he was done playing, they went out and got Tyrann Mathieu and solidified that safety position. Then when Tyrann was done, they went out and got Justin Reed and solidified that safety position. Then they got rid of Justin Reed, and what did they do? Not a lot. Nothing at that safety position. When was the defense bad with the Chiefs? Before Tyrann Mathieu came and after Justin Reed. And what does that have in common? No one at that safety position that was the leader on the field, that was the boss on the field, that was the director on the field, that was the guy telling everybody where they needed to go, what position they needed to be in, the maestro, if you will. Before Tyrann Mathieu came, that defense was terrible. After Justin Reed left immediately, no safety, that defense was terrible. Go get Caleb Downs. This defense needs a stud at safety. Spags has proven that.
Coming up next, we'll get into some Royals talk here on 96.5 The Fan, because 96.5 The Fan is your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at J. Southland Tow are ready for the spring. They're ready for the summer, and they know you are as well. Well, with the exception of getting your camper ready and your boat to the lake, right? You're thinking, what am I going to do this year? Well, my friends at J. Southland Tow are going to take care of all of that for you. You do not have to worry about getting your camper to where it needs to go, getting your boat down to the lake. J. Southland Tow Service can do that all for you. All you have to do is schedule that appointment with them. They'll come out and take care of everything, and it's one less thing you have to worry about as we get ready to go into spring and summer. And that's a big reason why I want you to put their number in your phone. Car trouble can happen anywhere at any time to anyone, and you want to be prepared and ready to go. So 816-779-4TOW is the number. Put that in your phone and forget about it. But when you have car trouble, you know who to call immediately. It's J. Southland Tow. Whether your car doesn't start, you locked your keys, an accident, you broke down, J. Southland Tow Service is just a phone call away. So put that number in your phone right now, 816-779-4TOW, or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments and Tammy from the West, and it's J. Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use J. Southland Tow.
Blue Creek Wagyu is here to prove there's never been a better time to follow through with your resolution to eat better. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef will help you hit all your goals this year. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day, and their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut, crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Hey guys, it's Cody Tapp, and Synergen X and Low T Center have been highlighted for having the highest quality testosterone on the market. They only use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, and that means never compounded and individualized for you. So look, maybe you didn't get the New Year's resolution that you wanted, and you're trying to get back on track. All of those things are possible because over at Synergen X and Low T Center, they're extending their promos into February. which means you can book a free testosterone test at Synergen X and Low T Center with no risks, no commitments, just answers. Pick up discounted peptides and GLP-1s while you're there. These clinics have been the highest quality testosterone covered by insurance and tailored to your body so you know that it's effective. Don't wait any longer. Don't wait longer into the year and get back to the regular you. That same workout, that same sex drive, and go to Synergen X and Low T Center. Go to synergenx.com or lowtcenter.com and book your free T-test today.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement. Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Missouri side, inbound 70. Some off again on again slow stuff from Lee Summit Road over towards 40 Highway. Past that, things look good into downtown. In Lee Summit, US 50 westbound, still rolling from 3rd Street up to 470. Kansas side, things moving well. 35 northbound, Olathe into downtown, still 20 minutes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Some minor breaking news in the NFL world. The San Francisco 49ers are going to host a game in Mexico City this year. So there's another team off of another international location.
Yep.
The San Francisco Niners are a visiting team to the Kansas City Chiefs. So no Mexico City for the Kansas City Chiefs, at least this year.
Do you think they're going to lay off the schedule, guys, this year for the Chiefs? Do you think we're going to see kind of a return to a lot of the noon games, or do you think we're still going to see all of the random Tuesday, Wednesday, primetime, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, all of the holiday games? Do you think we're going to be in that rotation this year?
My response is very short, so I'll let Matt go after I do real quick, but I will say it will be backloaded.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, Mike, I would answer the question, and who else are they selling? And we saw this season they don't have a lot.
They don't.
Yeah, they kind of still need 15, 100%.
I mean, it's funny when you said that, Mac, because I think it's a good point by you, But we all just look at the NFL like it's this beast that there's stars all over the place. And then you just go, who are they selling in the playoffs this year? Nobody. It's still 15. It really is. I mean, who's number 2? Josh Allen probably is number 2.
They tried really hard. He failed.
Yeah. On the list. Who comes in next?
They were really excited about Drake May. He looks
yeah.
terrible on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
Burrow's still a sell.
Oh, Burrow's a huge sell, right?
Yeah.
Lamar will still sell.
Because of the unknown more with them than the known, right? You know what Patrick Mahomes is. He's a champion, Super Bowl winning quarterback. You kind of know what Josh Allen is. Can't win the big one. Lamar and Burrow now, they've had their opportunities, but they haven't had as many as some of the others. And so now with a new, coach in Baltimore, maybe that changes things. I don't know. I think Harbaugh's a pretty good coach.
I saw something. I think it's over the last 5 years, and we can go talk Royals, but Burrow and Lamar Jackson have played the same amount of games in the last 5 seasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
you're talking injuries.
The perception would be that Burrow's missed all this time. He's never on the field. Lamar's missed a lot of time too.
Yeah. He still won 2 MVPs.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. But I mean,
if you were playing that game, Burrow made a Super Bowl and won an AFC championship. Made 2.
I'm just telling you, like, where I think people will put the advantage towards one or the other.
Yeah.
Like people are like, well, okay, so he still won the MVP, and like I think Lamar won it unanimously.
He did unanimous MVP. His first one was.
I mean, what he had? He had like 4,300 and like 1,200 or something like that. Like 48 touchdowns.
It was so fun.
So good.
He's so fun to watch. He is.
But hope he's back to full strength.
But who are they going to be the new stars of the NFL? Because you and I and Dusty were talking in the break. We're looking at the Mahomes contract. It's ending sooner than you think, guys.
That's the other news, if you want to let people know where that is.
Yeah, they restructured Mahomes.
Yeah.
So they got contracts.
Creating how much?
$43 million in
and
space.
They were
or
how
like
much ahead? Or like barely any.
Yeah, they were like 50-something ahead, so this will make them 10-something.
They're still like 11 million
10
over
or 11,
the cap.
yeah, 10 or
and
11
they'll
negative.
do all those Juwan Taylor things,
Right.
and they'll create 30s, so then they'll be where do you want to put the dart? Where would you throw your dart at the number? 44.5 million ahead?
Okay, let's go with that. I'll take the under just for argument's sake. If you guys want to take the over, just to see where we are.
I don't know if that's egregious. I don't really know money books, but I would think from what I've seen from like Starcade, like
I'm
Chief
kind
stuff,
of the same way. I really don't know.
I'm like I saw they were going to be able to clear to make like room for like 36. I feel like Mahomes put them 10 up, and then so I'm like 44.5.
Because Juwan Taylor takes 20 off the cap, right? So now you're at 10. Now you got 10 million to wiggle with, right?
Yeah. So can you find another 30? I think it's probably going to be under. I think it's probably going to be more like 30-ish million over, which is still more than enough to work with. That's enough to sign an Edge and Breece Hall. And
yeah, it's plenty, and you got to have your
call
money
Mike
for your
Evans.
draft picks and things. And maybe Chris Jones needs to restructure his deal, but.
Yeah.
Looking at that
that'd be
Mahomes
nice.
deal, guys, the 26th season is here. So you have 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. You have 5 more years left of Patrick Mahomes. He's halfway through that contract, which, I mean, seems like he signed that thing yesterday. And it'll be interesting to see what the Chiefs do and how they continue to kind of move forward with the quarterback and when they decide that it's their Tom Brady or their Joe Montana or their Peyton Manning and they decide to let him go finish his career with the Dallas Cowboys or something like that. So you hate to say that, but hey, that is a very big possibility. Every great quarterback has finished somewhere else. So we'll see ultimately what happens. And so the Chiefs are moving along. They restructured that contract. San Francisco's playing in Mexico. I think that's all the NFL news for right this moment.
Rams in Australia.
Yep.
Still don't know the
Rams-Niners.
I thought Rams-Niners in Australia.
Yeah, Rams-Niners.
Yeah, we don't know if it's Wednesday or Thursday.
Damn, Rams-Niners in Australia and Niners
in
have to go to
Mexico City.
Well, I mean, we did Chiefs and, oh my God, that's right. That's 2
In
travels.
1 year.
Yeah.
Now, I know Mexico City's not that far from San Francisco.
But it's still,
But
I mean,
still,
That's
like,
still a deal.
yeah.
It's a home game. It's like, great, thanks.
High elevation. Isn't that the case out there?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
big mountain
so.
area?
Yeah.
Because I remember that was like, somebody was like, I can't believe, they'd be playing this game in Mexico City if the Rams and Chiefs had that because it was
it's a
51,
5-hour
54.
flight.
Okay. But still.
Yeah. Still, it's a
But
home.
that's
It should
probably
be a
why
0-hour
they did
flight.
it. That's the NFL. Like, well, it's okay, right? It's
Yeah,
still
right.
good. It's 5 hours.
Yeah, it's for the kids. Yeah. But seriously, I mean, you're making San Francisco fly to Australia.
I mean, it's better than like making like the Patriots go to Mexico City, I guess.
You know what they should do, in all honesty? Play the Rams in Mexico City. Have the Rams home game as the Australia home game. Have the 49ers home game in Mexico City. And then neither team
Make it more
gets
fair.
the advantage of having a home game for a divisional rivalry,
I don't hate that.
I just thought of that. I kind of do like that.
I kind of
idea.
like that.
I don't because like when the Chiefs played the Chargers this year, right? The Chargers lost a home game by going down to Brazil. Not that they have a lot to garner from being at home, but San Francisco does. Those are big crowds that they get there.
And big piece of info. You're away from that electrical power.
That is exactly right. Yeah, it's another game where people aren't getting.
You're never going to see an injury again.
Yeah, oh,
it's going to completely be fine. No ACLs in Mexico City get torn.
Yeah. So why not just do that? Because it seems kind of lame when you put the same two teams, I guess. But you've already committed to San Francisco twice. So
well, hell, London's had Jacksonville for 10 years.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Why don't you just have adopted countries?
That would be fun, though. Like, hey, nobody's getting home field advantage this year in this route. Because San Francisco-LA is a big rivalry.
You know where that's going to lead is the Chiefs would be Germany. Of course. Yeah. So
we play in Germany against somebody
every year.
Yeah, yep.
It'd be but I mean that'd be cool. Like if you did it in October and you want to knock off like Oktoberfest or Be It Fest in Germany, that'd be a hell of a trip.
If they
it's expensive.
Like my brother did it. He had a great time.
Really?
He went to Oktoberfest?
And then he went to the Germany.
The Chiefs Germany game.
Yes.
Nice.
Big Ash?
No, Sean went.
Sean went?
Sean and his girlfriend at the time went.
Did
They
he
had
bring
a
the box?
fantastic time. I don't think he
Did they bring back like
big mugs or whatever?
So they went for the game. They didn't go for Oktoberfest.
No, they went for the game. They stayed after the game. Made it like a week and a half trip. They made like a 10-day trip out of it.
Because I think Oktoberfest is technically in September, if I'm not mistaken.
He highly recommended it. I was like,
Germany would. Yeah,
exactly.
Germany would be great to go see.
You got a couple G's you can give your bro to go to Oktoberfest.
I think it would be outstanding. You got to do those life experiences. Like I'm jealous of him for going to that Germany game because we looked at that too, and we're like, God, we really like the kids in high school. It's hard, right, to do those kinds of things.
A lot of moving pieces.
Well, I think there'll be plenty of.
Oh, there will be moving forward. We got 2 years, 2 years, and then we can start doing those things. Not having to worry about those. But then I'm going to be sad that that time's gone. I'm already sad that time is dissipating.
3 days later, Bob will have like a stein in his hand, like, oh, the hanging out.
My two daughters are completely different. So for Valentine's Day, I text one and I have like this nice little sweet thing, and then my other one's more like me, and I just text her. I go, I'm going to cry like a bee when you leave for college. I really mean that. I love you, and I am. I'm already thinking about it. Like, I don't want to deal with this.
That's funny. One kind of wants that like sincere, like kind of cute, cheesy maybe is the wrong word, but you kind of know what I mean. That sort of
she's
message.
Sweet and loving, and my other daughter is me. Where
dry, funny, kind of sort of like blunt.
I'm not buying you. All this kind of like if I send her roses are red, violets are blue, I love you, or something, she'll roll her eyes at me. My younger daughter, I can send this. She goes, oh, I love you too, Dad. My older daughter, I know what to say. I'm going to miss the hell out of you when you leave, and I'm going to cry.
That's awesome. That's cool that you know them like that.
Well, you have to.
Yeah, I love that they're different.
And
like
they're
that. That's
completely
very cool.
different.
Yeah,
completely different people. Yeah.
Do you ever still call them by the wrong name?
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I was Vinny Joe Bob growing up with my grandmother because Vinny was her second husband, Joe was her first husband and son, and then it was me. And so by the time she got to me, it was Vinny Joe Bob.
Vinny Joe Bob.
And I understand as you get older, you start to lose your short-term memory and brain cells and all that kind of stuff.
From JC, my name's Vinny Joe Bob.
Yeah, there was like 6 guys on the block named Vinny Joe Bob, and they would all show up when she would call for them.
You want some olive oil on that crust over there, Vinny Joe Bob? I got some good oil over here.
That's right. That's a lot of Vinny Joe Bobs, but yeah.
What are you smoking over there? You got a menthol? You got a regular drag over here for your boy Vinny Joe Bob?
Are menthols still a thing, by the
Hell
way?
yeah, dude.
I don't know.
I heard they were banning those.
No. You just can't go to space. There's a fiberglass. Someone who's not going anywhere is Tony Clark. This was Vern on the situation yesterday.
It doesn't matter who they bring in. It's not as if they're going to bring in a president that is going to have a great relationship with the owners. These two sides have hated each other forever, and for good reason. Dating back to the reserve clause, to free agency. Again, Major League Baseball's players' union is the last union standing. Every single other one has been broken, and I would imagine most people listening are pro-labor, so well, let's hope they get a good union head on there that refuses to capitulate on a salary cap.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is One Word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. Well, if you didn't hear the news, you heard Vern reacting to it. Tony Clark, the head of the MLB Players Association, out yesterday. That was Vern reacting to it, saying, dude, it doesn't matter. These both sides don't like each other, and that ain't going to change one word.
Well, it gets better in the day. He resigned because he was allegedly sleeping with his sister-in-law.
And he's got a wife and kids. Yeah. Scumbag is my one word.
Yeah.
Not only are you a scumbag quitting on this process, you quit on your marriage. I hope you find peace, and I hope you guys can work through it. But yeah, scumbag.
I was going to say loser, but quitter's a better word.
Yeah, quitter. I mean,
quitter's a better word.
Because I had two different people text me yesterday and say, hey, is this Tony Clark thing like a B move? Yes. I had another guy say, hey, are we headed towards a lockout? Or I said, all I responded with was, we have the same opinion, and it's going to get ugly.
Every time I ask somebody about the lockout, it's something different. And so you know it's going to get nasty. It's going to get ugly. It's going to be a fight that not one single person in the United States is going to understand.
It's going to be the Spider-Man meme.
It really is.
You pointing at you and me pointing at me.
But
That's exactly what it is.
I think where we're going to really see this, and I was told this yesterday, you're going to see a lot of these guys crack, man, because the rank and file guys need their pay. And I'm including Shohei Ohtani in that because Shohei Ohtani's money is all deferred. He's only making like $1 million now.
Well.
So he's going to need his dough as much as anybody. So Shohei Ohtani's probably going to be saying, we need to get a deal done. All the young guys who aren't making any money right now that are making that league minimum, they really can't afford to go without their pay. They want their money. And so you're going to have to deal with guys who have these contracts that want to get paid on those contracts. You think Vinny Pasquantino wants to go, a long period of time without making the $6 or $7 million that he just got his contract? You think Bobby Witt wants to waste a year? Do you think any of these guys want to waste time when they could be making money? No. So I think you're going to see the players crack. Ultimately, the players are going to end up dividing, and the players are going to end up giving in. And maybe at the end of the day, we don't see much change in baseball.
Timeout. Two different texts about Tony Clark. Was it his wife's sister or his brother's wife?
I don't know the answer to that.
Was it his brother's sister or sister's sister? I have no idea what's going on. Sister.
I thought it was great show.
Great show.
Sister.
Great. And now it's in your head the rest of the day. Sorry.
All right. Tiger Woods. Ooh, he might be back.
Final thing with you in regards to your recovery. Is the Masters off the table for you?
No.
Damn it.
One word.
One word, the opposite of what he said. Yes!
I know that I'm hard.
Yes!
Let's go.
Damn it, Tiger. We've got 50 days until this tournament starts. I know exactly what you're doing. I know why you're doing it. I do expect you to play in this tournament, but I know for a damn fact that the PGA has told him and Augusta National has told him,
oh yeah,
whatever you do not say you're not going to play no matter what, because we have to get people here. I told you guys last week, they had the Pro-Am at Pebble Beach. Travis Kelce was announced. The minute Travis Kelce was announced, 60,000 tickets sold because they thought the opportunity to see Taylor Swift walking the fairways would be there. You tell people that you're not playing in the Masters, you think that percentage goes down? Better believe it. So Tiger Woods, damn you, but please, give me a chance.
But I think for the Masters, I mean, people are going regardless if Tiger plays. I think it's for the TV more than anything, right? Like, how do they get the average Joe to watch? It's Tiger Woods.
Well, they've also got to figure out their streaming better because they make you download the Masters app every year.
Yeah,
do what ESPN did. Like, somebody buy it. It can't be that expensive. It's golf.
It's crazy.
Or they just want to keep exclusivity over it.
That's kind of what it is. So Thursday, Friday, you buy the app.
Control it all.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. Why farm it out when you can make the money yourself?
And at this point, as long as they've been doing it now
free?
yeah, you just download the Masters app on your phone, and the way that they have the paired screening on your TV, it's great. But the other thing too is when somebody texts you or calls you, it's like
of course.
That part's annoying.
That's why I don't like watching things on my phone.
Exactly.
Because I get distracted. Right? Oh, somebody texted. Something. It's
now you can download. I think the app on Roku or something like that, or hell, the box has got it.
Yeah, I'll Roku stream it. Yeah, from the
box will definitely have it. Yeah, an 8-man corner by itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coaches sometimes use their privilege a little too hard, and they can be their clout, and they can be demeaning. Mick Cronin did that last night. This is him talking to a reporter after asking him a question about a chant that happened in last night's loss.
What was your thoughts in the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
Did you like
You should take it.
the preparation of the?
You really think I care about the other?
No,
team
I don't.
student
I don't
section?
think you care about the
Are
other.
you raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody. This is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
After doing some research, I will say douche. That's the one word that I will use, yeah. Yeah, I'm just not into coaches trying to bully reporters.
Yeah.
You're getting your ass kicked on the court. You don't like the situation in college basketball. You've been complaining all year. This is kind of who he is. And I will say this about Mick Cronin. Maybe the game has passed you by, pal. Why don't you go coach it somewhere else and
Did you
get a high
also
school
see
job?
He kicked one of his players out last
Threw
night, too?
his own player out of the game, yeah.
Great guy.
Kid got a technical foul
And
on the
ejected his own
defensive end and
guy.
then threw his own kid out of the
Nice,
game.
nice.
His kid got a T. Okay, it happens. Then he threw him out of the game.
He's tanging it up over there.
Well, and the reason that question is vital is because
Hang
that kid
gang.
had one shot and 2 points last night. The kid didn't shoot. Played 25 minutes. Didn't shoot.
They asked Tom Izzo about that situation. He didn't say, I coach Michigan State. I worry about my team. He goes, hey, sounds like Mick. But my one word for the coach small Richard, but that's 2 words.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, lifted truck.
Why don't you just
That's
go Little
2 words.
Richard?
Well, I don't want to disrespect that
Great
man.
ball. No, he wasn't Great Balls of Fire.
No, that was the guy that's
Yeah, God.
That's the guy that
Oh.
married his cousin or something like that.
We have an update on the Tony Clark sister-in-law here in a
My
second.
one word for Mick Cronin is
Chode.
so good it's got to be heard twice.
Chode.
Jimmy. Was that his name, Jimmy? Goodness. Dennis Quaid played him in a bio movie.
Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis. That's it. Yes. Good
Yeah,
call.
he married his sister's daughter or something like that.
Yeah.
Weird.
Did he really?
Something like that.
Wait, his sister's daughter?
Or it's his cousin or something like
Ugh.
that. I think Winona Ryder plays her in the movie.
We mentioned Jerome Tang. This was a take on Tang versus Self just a couple of years ago, and boy, how did it age?
I don't want to, throw dirt on Bill Self, but right now in the current landscape of college basketball, there's an argument to be made that you'd feel more comfortable with Jerome Tang in the future of your program compared to Bill Self, who's struggling right now, but is having to do things a different way.
Who is that?
He said wet? Oh. It's just a kid trying to make a take. It just didn't land at all.
He's got a following. I can't remember his name, but he's
Oh my
an
God.
established person.
Is that one of the worst take? Is that worse than the student section question?
I'll tell you what won't work, stupid.
Wow. That is bad.
Sometimes they don't land. But what? One Elite 8 win or one Sweet 16 win, and you're ready to be like, this is the way.
Half the Sweet 16s that K-State puts up there are fake ones anyway, claiming Sweet 16s when the tournament was 16 teams in the 40s. That's not a Sweet 16 berth. That's the KU Helms title comp.
He told that guy, are you raising your voice?
Yeah. What? Don't raise your voice at me.
That reminded me of when Randy Johnson said, don't talk back to me.
Yeah, you're an adult. Have respect for me, too.
He told the camera guy, get that out of my face.
Yeah.
He said, well, welcome to New York, man. I don't care where we are. Get that camera out of my face. It's not any. Don't talk back to me.
Yeah.
Don't talk back to me.
Yeah. But that's also, too, the introverted nature that a lot of athletes do have and coaches do have. Instead of, trying to embrace people, they put up those walls. And I understand some of that, but you just can't act like that. You're a representation of the program, and that's as embarrassing as what Tang did the other night, too. You're yelling at a reporter after you got beat by Michigan and Michigan State on consecutive nights. So, that guy can get bent. He really can. And so
it's great. He said, yeah, everyone's going to hear this. Well, yeah, we all are going to hear it. We're going to keep listening to it. Yeah.
Everybody is going to hear it.
You should rerun the tape, Mick.
Yeah, because nobody's mad at the reporter. We're all mad at you for the way that you handled it and the way you treated another adult. According to Gemini, based on the reports available as of February 18th, today, the sister-in-law in question is believed to be the wife of Tony Clark's brother, Greg Clark, rather than his own wife's sister.
His brother's wife?
That's what they're saying is believed to be. That's the allegation.
Either way, it's bad.
Well, either way, yeah.
Save the neck for me, Clark. Yeah, it's got a whole new meaning. Good hell.
Be kicking his ass. My brother.
How's Thanksgiving going to be at the Clark
I ain't
household
going.
this year?
Never again.
I want that Sunny little possum hide in a bow in the front room.
Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin.
What? Oh my God.
Survey says.
Oh,
Time for a break here at
gross.
96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending can help you out just like they've done for us over the last 11 years. But it all starts with that free mortgage checkup. And I'm glad we did that free mortgage checkup 11 years ago because we talk to Golden Oak all the time. In fact, we got a call last week from Tom over at Golden Oak saying, hey, in a couple of months, get ready. These rates are going to drop, and we may have a good loan in place for you. Is that something you'd be interested in? And we, of course, say yes because we get to save some money. The average cash-out customer at Golden Oak Lending saves $1,104 per month. And when you do refinance with Golden Oak Lending, you'll go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. So you're thinking about it right now. You're thinking mid-April before you have to make a mortgage payment when you refi with my friends over at Golden Oak Lending. So call them today and take that free mortgage checkup. Risk-free, no paperwork, no credit card required. It's just a phone conversation where you tell them where you are and where you want to go. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. And find out how much money you could save every single month. Take that free mortgage checkup now with my friends at Golden Oak Lending.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At Heartland Men's Health, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying enough is enough with all that pain, right? The spring is starting to get here, and you're going to want to get outside and do everything that you love doing outside. But if you're waking up in the morning and your elbow hurts or your knee hurts or your back hurts, you're thinking, man, I just don't know what I can do. But you know what? 40,000 people called QC Kinetics and said, stop. Before you replace my knee or my hip, before I put my life on hold for months, there has to be another way. And they found it at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular level treatments that revitalize joint tissue naturally. Patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. Surgery isn't always the answer. QC Kinetics uses safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. So get started now to ease inflammation and slow that progression of arthritis. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, do your research and call QC Kinetics for that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, 816-412-6299.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Heading towards downtown, 29 southbound with an accident just past the Paseo. Keep things pretty heavy all the way back, not quite to Parvin with that delay. Kansas side, 435 southbound, gets heavy around K32, stays off again on again slow down past Shawnee Mission Parkway. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Well, it wasn't a surprise last night. K-State was victorious in their first game without Jerome Tang. Knew that was going to happen.
No, that was a given. Yeah, that was a given. My friend texted me this last night after the game. He says, K-State winning has nothing to do with Tang, in my opinion, especially if it continues. Only a bunch of players worried about their next NIL opportunities. That's probably what it is, right? They know that they've got to play for their next opportunity, so they go out there, they bust it a little bit, play good, get some good games on tape, and put that into the portal and go to the NIL. And he also said, looked like the crowd wasn't that good either last night. I don't know if many people showed up to that game or however the fans were handling it, but hey, they got to win and they're going to move on. But I was talking with some folks yesterday at the basketball game over at East, and we're like, how's K-State going to afford all this? I mean, this is a massive bill that they're getting on their platter right now. I mean, they're going to have legal fees to add on top of firing 2 coaches, firing 2 coaching staffs, hiring 2 new coaches, hiring new staffs. Eventually, this money runs out, guys, doesn't it? Like, how is this sustainable in college athletics to constantly be having all of these exports, and where are you getting your money from right now?
Yeah. Very expensive period in Manhattan right now. Last night, by the way, the 13th ranked team in college basketball lost. The 9th ranked team in college basketball lost. The 24th ranked team in college basketball lost. The 18th ranked team in college basketball lost. The 21st ranked team in college basketball lost. And the 7th ranked team in college basketball lost. That was just Tuesday.
And I think what we're obviously seeing is that these guys are starting to get bored. The season's too long. All these ranked teams are playing these meaningless games. Now let's get to the tournament. You know, let's cut this season off at the beginning, not now, but because it's conference play and it's fun. This is when you should be seeing your best and your greatest. And you got all these ranked teams losing. I think because they're bored. They've been playing these games since November, and everybody's focused on March. I mean, everything that you do in college basketball, I feel like, is the only sport where you're just doing everything to prepare for the postseason, right? Doesn't it? Like everything you do, from scheduling to recruiting to wherever you're going to play your games, who you're going to play against, it all has to do with making it to March. And I think by mid-February, a lot of people are burned out by that, you know?
A lot of good games tonight. Obviously, KU will play at Oklahoma State. Always a tough place to play in what is it? Stillwater.
Are they any good?
Gallagher Arena is always. We talked about it yesterday about college. Who has the biggest advantage in sports at home field?
Yeah, college basketball.
Gallagher Arena will show up tonight to heckle Darren Peterson.
Oh yeah,
and they'll be there to heckle Kansas. It'll be bumping, depending on what Kansas does in the first 10 minutes of the game. We'll see how long it bumps in the Gallagher Arena. Plus BYU, Arizona. So
Ooh,
Debanza versus
there we
number
go.
14
What
in the
time is
nation.
that?
8 o'clock ESPN.
Okay. At least get the first half in.
Is Oklahoma State though any good at basketball?
No,
they stink, right?
Yeah, they've been good since I was a
16-9, and they're not great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
but
trying to like.
But Doug Gottlieb claims he can fix them.
Oh, not again.
I'm just kidding. No,
because he went off on the media too the other day.
Oh,
he's yelling and screaming.
He was a candidate for Tough Tuesday, but he's like
He's so
a
irrelevant.
video that's played too much on TRL. It's been retired.
Yeah,
Rhode Island stormed the court yesterday. That's
Iowa stormed the court yesterday too, as we talked about.
Yeah.
Like I love the court storming. I think it's fun.
I think it's great.
do. Just have some fun. It's okay to have fun. That's why I get mad at I don't know if it's the Sunflower League or if it's the state of Kansas. This no booing during the opponent free throw and no making noise
That's
during the
asinine.
opponent free throw. It's terrible. Like you're having a conversation with the other parents and all of a sudden our voices are projecting out of the court when Molly's shooting her free throws. You know,
That's
it's
crazy.
like we got to have some more kind of, pea and vinegar in there when you're doing that's not bad sportsmanship. That's having a home court advantage.
Well, Mark Cuban added some piss and vinegar to the NBA's tanking theory. He says he sent a huge memoir out about why the NBA should be embracing tanking. You can look it up. It's on his Twitter handle, or you can just search Mark Cuban tanking. Basically says the NBA, you go there, you don't remember the score of the last game you went to, but you remember who you saw the game with, your family, your friends. You remember the dunks, the shots. Fans know their team can't win every single game. They know only one team can win a ring. What a fan that care about their team's record. What is hope? Hope they will get better and have a chance to compete for the quality of the game presentation are.
It's two different conversations, guys, don't you think? I mean, if you take your kids to a game, you're there to spend time with your kids. I get all that. I'm all for that. But your kids also want to be entertained. And if they go to a game and they're not entertained, they're not going to say, hey, Dad, take me back to this game. That's what happened with the Royals, man. They lost a generation of fans when they were out there playing uninspired baseball, where they had a bad organization, where they just weren't doing anything. And so were they tanking? Well, they weren't winning. I don't know if they were tanking at that point in time. But when you lose, especially now, you lose fans. And the Royals lost an entire generation of fans that didn't grow up being Royals fans because they're losing 100 games per year. And they're wearing Yankee cap and Red Sox caps and Cubs caps and Cardinal caps and all that kind of stuff. And so losing, let's tank and lose and get a better draft pick. Tanking doesn't guarantee you're going to be a better ball club either. There's no guarantees that if you tank, you're going to get the right player and you're going to turn this thing around and win a championship next year. And so that's why I think you just have to go out there every year and try to win at all costs, because if you don't, eventually your product becomes stale. It doesn't become interesting, and nobody wants to go spend money on it. You got to get people in the door. And if your team's getting blown apart by 40 points every single night, nobody's going to put their hard-earned money down to go watch that.
Is the easy and obvious answer just to shorten the NBA season?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, almost
it's never going to
everything.
happen.
It might. I think more pressure. I mean,
somebody needs to be the first to do it.
Adam Silver's going to change things. I mean, this All-Star weekend, his comments were very matter of fact and very indicative of a person who is feeling the pressure and someone who knows that this game is feeling it right now. And suffering, not from a skill perspective, not even from an entertainment perspective when you watch the game, but from getting people to the TV, it is struggling right now and branding themselves and finding out their marketing.
A decade ago or 5 years ago even.
I think things will change. That is the thing that needs to change.
Why do you say that?
Because what I just said. I just went on a whole 2-minute rant about why I think things will change.
But why do you think that's going to get people to the TV or what they're going to do
Less games?
and all that kind of stuff? No, just in general. Like, people don't like the NBA today, and there's stars in the NBA.
People don't like the NBA because it's too long. People watch the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, they do. Playoffs.
People like basketball. This is not a basketball problem. People like the stars, too. They follow them on Instagram and Twitter more than they follow football players.
Yeah, they like the competitive aspect.
Yeah, there are things that they can capitalize on, and they have the young players to do so. So
I love the
games,
fact
I think
that
will bring it out.
I love the fact that they opened the All-Star weekend to the influencers, the 200 influencers that they had to cover the game, to bring folks like that in, because you're getting to that other audience. You're showcasing your players a little bit more. But, these commissioners can say all they want. Unless they have the support of ownership to do it, they're not going to do it. And then the minute you cut games, owners are looking, where am I going to make up that revenue? And players are going, You're not touching my contract, so you're still going to pay me for 82, even though we're playing 60. And then the owners are going, you're only playing 60. We're not paying you for 82. We had this dispute in baseball during COVID, for God's sakes. And so there are so many things now that they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and try to fix. And I don't think players are going to take less money to play less games when they can get more money and just sit and do, all that. And then you have the owners that are saying, how am I going to make up this money at the gate? It's like you just chase your tail on this stuff constantly. But I think once one organization, like whether it's hockey, basketball, or baseball, decides that they're going to reduce their schedule, everybody else will follow. Everybody's just waiting for that first person to go to figure out how they did it to not mess with revenues, And if baseball is going to shorten their season, hey, now's the time with the collective bargaining agreement up. It's a great time for baseball to re-innovate itself.
The NFL should watch and learn, but instead of, let's add another game.
We'll do a tournament in the middle of the season. It means nothing.
The NFL will do that now too. Yes, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. I did like the tournament though. I mean,
in season. Yeah,
they're playing for something. The level of play is a lot better. It's $1 million on the line. I mean, that's
make
good
it
money.
later. But yeah, I don't mind that idea. Yeah,
make it later. Then you start to get in the way of NCAA and
These
the
are the
playoffs in the
have.
NBA.
Yeah.
I kind of like where it is because nobody's paying attention to the NBA at that point in time, right? Like nobody pays attention to the NBA essentially till Christmas, and even that's
At
now.
best.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's be paying attention on March 5th, that's for sure, because that's what Mac thinks Jason Tatum. I know that I'm hard.
Let's go, baby. I think so.
Speaking of what has you excited, it is the slow sports season, but what in sports does have you currently excited now or in the near future? We'll discuss what we have. What do you have? 913-586-7965. Listen to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Terry Hardy's is closed.
Well, that dog. Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends at Hy-Vee always want to make life easier for you and less expensive as well. And that's what Hy-Vee is doing right now. As much as I love going to Hy-Vee, I also like the perks that come along with the Hy-Vee Perks Plus membership. And one of those is delivery on your groceries. As much as I said I love going into the store, there are just times where we are so busy and can't get there, and that's where Hy-Vee Plus saves the day. It's an annual membership upgrade to your Perks card with amazing benefits, and those include free grocery delivery, express pickup, all that stuff that's going to save you time. Plus, you're going to get exclusive member-only pricing on hundreds of items every day. Like I said, I've been in the app clipping coupons, and you're going to get those extra fuel saver discounts as well. To upgrade your Perks membership or to enroll for the first time, just go to Hy-Vee.com/perks and upgrade your card. So save time and save money. What could be better? Only with Hy-Vee Perks Plus.
At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. If you have breast, head and neck, or brain cancer, proton therapy may be a better treatment than conventional radiation. Don't wait. Get your second opinion at Kansas City Proton Institute. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced proton therapy team. Learn more at kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.
Midwest winters take a real toll on your garage door if it isn't ready. Let Overhead Door Company of Kansas City come out and perform their 14-point tune-up on the garage door and 12-point tune-up on the opener. One price covers 3 garage doors and openers. The work is guaranteed. Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. Trusted here since 1927. Call now to schedule your garage door tune-up, 816-221-0072. Or schedule online at ohdkc.com. ohdkc.com.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, your favorite winter sports with same-game parlays, live betting, earn BetMGM reward points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Sign up again with bonus code
Dusty and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and from changing seasons to unpredictable road conditions, having solid auto insurance gives you real peace of mind. With AAA, switching today means you could save up to 21% on your auto insurance. AAA offers dependable protection, personalized coverage options, and customer service that's always there for you. And when you bundle policies or insure multiple vehicles, you can save even more. Visit AAA.com. That's AAA.com.
This update is brought to you by Ollie's Bargain Outlet.
Savings! Discounts. The best bargains.
At Ollie's, we've got brand name merchandise at up to 70% off the fancy store prices every day.
I get to keep more money in my pocket.
Ollie's! Good stuff, cheap!
This hour is brought to you by State Water Heater and Reeves Weideman online at rwco.com. Need a water heater? State Water Heaters has the solution. The Adapt Gas Tankless Water Heater with X3 scale prevention delivers efficient, on-demand hot water with no annual maintenance and may qualify for money-saving utility rebates. Ask your plumber for State at Reeves Weideman. Visit rwco.com or statewaterheaters.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
169 highway southbound heavy by the airport, stays very slow across the bridge. 70 westbound just crawling past I-35 over to the state line with construction. Kansas side 435 southbound off again, on again heavy before K32, stays that way to Shawnee Mission Parkway. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Beyond the Pitch KC, a new podcast hosted by Scott Parks and Rob Brenton, telling the stories behind the World Cup in Kansas City. Starts Wednesday, March 4th on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
It's always funny. I'm sure you guys get this this time of year. Always love to play golf with my buddies when it's nice out. And the other day I got the question of, so what's it like talking sports in the slow sports season? Kind of love it.
I'm going to say this is not a slow sports season, though.
Well, yeah, maybe from our eyes. But from other people, there's no football.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are ready for college basketball quite yet. A lot of people are like, I'll watch, I'll follow my team. Or once I get to conference play, to the conference tournaments, that's when it kind of ramps up because the Big 12 will be electric. I mean, good for you for going to cover that, Mac.
Can't wait. That'll be fun.
Come Thursday, there's not a game that you're not going to want to see.
Exactly.
Right? You got Houston, Arizona, BYU, Kansas, Texas Tech, Iowa State. I mean,
too bad Mick Cronin's not going to be there.
That's a shame. It'd be awesome. You could go ask him a question.
Tang. Or Tang.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Tang as well could be there, yeah.
So, yeah, it's, it's interesting, too, because, that's why when people are like, well, what do you talk about? Well, luckily you have the Olympics, you have the World Baseball Classic. You have a lot of things that can get exciting that you can ramp up instead of just being like, well, I just, some people are like, well, the sports season picks back up in April, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get the Masters. That's the one golf tournament I think most people will probably watch if they do watch any golf, or you have the NFL drafts there or whatever it may be. So I don't know what gets you guys excited or what has your interest either now or currently coming up. Maybe that's kind of an oxymoron. That is coming up that might have you excited.
Well, there's a lot on the sports plate, guys, that has me excited. And maybe, I'm unique and different for that. But, I'm excited for today. The United States versus Sweden in men's hockey quarterfinal matchup. I know it's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Perfect for us. I'm excited for that. Snoop's going to be in the booth today.
But if they win that game, don't they play the next one at 8 a.m.?
I'll have to look and see. I'm looking at my trusty schedule right now. Tomorrow would be curling. This is great radio. Ski Mountain USA.
By the way, Italy's female curling team, hello.
Good?
Good, yeah.
Okay.
Good, one word.
Hockey, Switzerland versus Sweden tomorrow morning. That's the women. Let me see. Yeah, women's tomorrow.
Because this is like now the hockey field's like finally even.
Yeah. Tomorrow, USA versus Canada for the gold will play at noon Central Time.
Let's go.
Okay.
If the United States wins against
No, that's it.
women?
It's women. Men is today.
Okay.
And then tomorrow is the gold medal game, USA versus Canada. At noon Central Time
Let's
tomorrow.
go.
Yeah, so that's going on tomorrow.
That's sick.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. It's funny because the last I think 6 or 8 Olympics, it's either been the United States or Canada that's won gold in women hockey. Nobody else has won it. So that's going to continue. So I'm pumped for that. I'm pumped for spring training. That first game is Friday. I will find a game somewhere on TV, and I will be watching spring training baseball because I do love spring training. I'm excited for opening day. I think this March Madness this year, guys, is going to be wild because of all of these great freshmen that are playing in it, right? You've got a lot of great freshmen. Darren Peterson's going to be the biggest story. We haven't had a player like this going into the NCAA tournament as far as I can remember, maybe ever. I mean, Joel Embiid was kind of one of those guys, but he basically sat out most of the year. This Darren Peterson guy, you don't know from 1 minute to the next if he's going to play. You talk about a great subplot there that's happening. I'm excited to watch what K-State's going to do because that's going to get ugly over there.
Oh, yeah.
I hope they're trading barbs back and forth for ages and get the popcorn ready. And then obviously free agency. There's so much in
There's
the
a
next
lot.
I mean, between now and opening, that's just between now and opening day. I haven't even mentioned opening day yet. And all of this stuff is coming up in the next, month and a half. There's so much to look forward to on the sports calendar. It kind of has you geeked out because it's all different stuff. It's not just an NFL world. There's a lot of other things that are going on that are pretty awesome right now. What about you guys?
Mac Daddy?
I mean, you mentioned a lot. I'd say the NBA playoffs is in there for me too, because what you talk about with March Madness is what I'm thinking about with the NBA. It's not freshmen, but these are the next era, the next group, and I feel like they've really taken charge. It's going to be Cade Cunningham and Wemby and Anthony Edwards, and obviously SGA is taking a centerpiece, and Jaylen Brown and these younger guys. And so I'm really excited. I mean, I think both the East and the West are wide open, probably with 4 teams in each conference that have a really solid chance.
Are you factoring the Celtics into that in the East?
I am factoring the Celtics into that. They're second in the East without Tatum. I'm going to say if Tatum's back as a 6th man, I'm going to put him there as a guy. They could win the East. I don't know about the whole title, but they could at least represent the Eastern Conference. So, yeah, that is part of it because Tatum is coming back. I think March 5th, as you mentioned, Dusty, I believe is that game. It may be March 1st. It's in that first week of March. The Celtics play the 76ers. And they moved that game to prime time for national coverage, and now the conspiracy is that Jason
Harden
Tatum
may play. But in all seriousness, though, with Tatum, right? We talked about tanking last segment. As soon as he got injured, wasn't everybody talking about tanking this year for the Boston Celtics?
Celtics fans, yeah. I mean, other than Celtics fans, but most people were like, yeah, it's going to tank. And I wasn't. And then the season started, I was like, all right, just tank it. And then they were like, no, we're going to actually be good.
Yeah,
we're going to win games.
So that's why you can't go into the mindset of like, oh, we're going to tank because you don't know what's going to happen. And if Boston did that, look at what they possibly could have given up. Yeah. An opportunity to do something special without their best player.
It's awesome.
And now you're playing good basketball and you're getting your best player back. Now, I don't expect 35, 40 minutes a game from him because I think that's impossible coming back from that Achilles injury. But again, these guys are athletes. I'm not. But now you're getting your best player back. You've treaded water, basically. In fact, better than treaded water all season long. You're the second best team in the East, and you got your best player back. That's why you don't tank.
You also know who likes Jason Tatum coming back?
Jason Tatum.
The Knicks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Fine.
Because then Cat maybe gets out of his slump. The Knicks start to kind of figure it out. You get that Boston,
Tatum's
New York.
the Knicks reviver.
Yeah. Wake them up, Tatum.
That's a great point by Dusty, though. Like, all of a sudden, they're getting Tatum back. Let's go. Like, Knicks, Celtics, Eastern Conference Finals
this
year.
Wake up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you have Celtics Lakers this weekend, don't you, Saturday night?
I believe so. That's Saturday night.
Yeah. We would welcome LeBron James back. Wait,
no, you
what?
Wouldn't. That's a lie.
That's a great PR cover-up. We would welcome him back, but we all know he's going to go to Cleveland one more year and have the swan song season.
Yeah, come on.
And you're going to get Giannis. We know what's happening.
Gosh. My thing that I have excited is this is like prime golf season, so it's obviously not everybody's forte, but you have the Genesis Invitational coming up. Great pairings. Like notable groups are Spawn, Oberg, and Matsuyama. Morikawa, Tommy Fleetwood, Rory McIlroy is a group. Scotty Scheffler, Sungwoo Kim, and Xander Schauffele. That is also a pairing. So you have the Genesis Invitational this weekend.
Where's that?
It's in California.
Okay.
It is in Riviera Country Club. And then you get March 5th through the 8th, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Always a big one, right? Even more so now that AP is no longer with us. Then you have the Players Championship, March 12th through the 15th. That's what they consider the 5th major.
Do you think it'll ever be considered a major? They do that every year. They ask that.
No. You think about things that'll ever change. Golf will never change. You're still having to hit a golf ball made from a divot made by a man. You can't roll that back and hit it out of that. They're giving little
Wait. Those divots are put in by hand?
Well, by a golf club, that a hand that has swung a golf club. So, like, normally in golf, like, you can improve your lie if it's like a, man-made thing. So, like, if my buddies and I play. And, like,
you're talking divots. I was talking about the divots on the ball.
No.
I thought somebody was sitting there knocking these little.
Those are called dimples.
Dimples. I'm like, some poor son of a gun has got to sit there and bang holes in this golf. That sucks.
Right.
Dimple number 17 million.
Son of a gun, I lost track.
Have you ever looked up how many dimples are in a golf ball?
No, how many?
More than in your ass. I'm just kidding. No, I don't know if it's something crazy. Like, you wouldn't imagine the number. It's
more
like
threads in a baseball or more dimples on a golf ball?
I think it's like 230 something dimples are on a golf ball.
I think it's like 200 and some threads in a baseball.
But yeah, the Players is March 12th through the 15th. Then you get the kind of quiet but fun tournament, which is the one they play in Copperhead, Florida, which is the Valspar Championship. And that's March 19th through the 22nd. And then, of course, the Valero Texas Open,
that's a
which
big
is
one.
The one that always preps the guys before the biggest one, which is then the Masters, which is, guys, I hate to tell you, 50 days away.
That's it. That's great.
50 days away until the green jacket either goes back to Rory or back to Scotty.
Or Tiger. I mean, Tiger may win this thing.
Said he's not rolling it out, and don't get me there
What are the odds on Tiger winning? Have they come out? Have they popped yet?
First, let's get the odds that he makes the cut first.
Fair, but
it'll be plus 3,000 to win the Masters, I would assume, somewhere up there. And Scotty Scheffler will be like plus 220, which is just stupid.
So crazy.
Golfing at Hoots Hollow this morning. There you go.
Nice.
Great track.
Looks like a beautiful morning.
Oh, should be great out there. 49 degrees right now. You're just wearing a little vest, a little long sleeve.
It's
By the
nice
time you make the
outside,
turn,
yeah.
you take the vest
You're
off.
playing tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go play at Stone Canyon tomorrow. It's a fun course. But yeah, Hoots Hollow, always a great course. Good confidence booster out there. Can spray one way right and still have a wide open look at the green.
That's the way you got to start it, right? That's the way you got to start the year.
Yeah, don't go out there and play like, Winterstone, who has tough greens, or Stone Canyon, whose greens are like putting on ice, especially when everything's frozen. They're even faster. Could be a very frustrating day tomorrow. Bringing up Caglione, also our poll question that we had about Tyreek Hill on the Fan 965 here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying it is time for you to feel better, right? That's exactly what we all want. We want to wake up in the morning feeling awesome, but if you have back pain or knee pain or any kind of joint pain, you're probably not feeling awesome. But 40,000 people are feeling awesome because they went over to QC Kinetics and said, before you replace my knee or my hip, before I put my life on hold for months, there has to be a better way. And they found it at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular level treatments that revitalize joint tissue naturally. And patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. As you know, surgery isn't always the answer. Patients who thought surgery was the only answer are, having another kind of look at it with QC Kinetics, because they use safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. So get started now. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
At Casey's, when someone asked for a cup of coffee that wouldn't put them in debt, but still had freshly ground beans, rich flavor, and a price that starts with a 9 and ends with a D9 cents, we were too nice to say no. Now get a small coffee, just 99 cents. Limited time only. See store for details.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends at State Water Heaters want to let you know there is a way to have hot water every single morning or night or middle of the day, whenever you want it, instantaneously, and it's with a new State Water Heater. Are you getting up in the morning and waiting for minutes like I am, 10, 15 at times, to get that hot water going? I'm tired of doing that. So a new high-efficiency Adapt gas tankless water heater with X3 scale prevention technology is the answer. They're from State, and they can provide plenty of hot water as well as great energy savings for your entire family. The Adapt models with X3 provide years of trouble-free hot water without the worry of annual maintenance that's required from those other tankless models. And these water heaters may also qualify for rebates from your local utility company. You don't want to miss a chance to put real money back into your pocket. So act now and have your plumber visit your local Reeves Weideman store, either in person or at rwco.com. Or you can just check them out at statewaterheaters.com to learn more.
Clogged drains? Call your service tech from AB May to keep your plumbing systems running properly. From drain clearings to sewer line repairs, we deliver reliable solutions with unmatched care and professionalism. Right now, we're offering a $59 drain clearing special. Trusted by generations of Kansas City homeowners, AB May is committed to doing things the right way every time. Call 913-732-9993 or visit abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
The last 3 days of the winter sale is happening now at Peter's Clothiers. Save up to 50% off all suits, sport coats, and sportswear. Save big with sizes to fit every man. Peter's Clothiers, 124th and State Line Road.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When I wake up,
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When I wake up,
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Heading towards downtown, 169 highway southbound, just crawling. You hit delays at the airport exit, crawls down to the bridge with report of a road hazard on the bridge. 70 westbound, slow heading out of downtown from I-35 to the state line with construction. Kansas side, 435 southbound. You hit the heavy stuff at K32, stays off again, on again, quite slow down to Shawnee Mission Parkway with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
You better believe it. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. It looks fantastic out there. All you guys out there playing golf today, I am jealous. 248 votes are in on our Fescoe and Dusty poll question on a Wednesday. Do you want Tyreek Hill back as a Chief? 67.3% say no.
That's like horseradish.
Good.
Okay.
I didn't see anybody yesterday that wanted this guy back.
Well,
have you talked to anybody that wants him back? Either of you guys?
It's the same conversation you're probably having. Yeah, I'll have him come back if he wants to have the 1-year prove-it deal and play for a chance to get the bag in the future.
I think we get a lot of that. People are like, can we just move on? Can we just get a young guy? Can we just develop our young wide receivers? Like, I'm just not into going back to the well, Dusty. I mean, we've been there. We've done that.
I don't need the family reunion yet.
No.
We can do that when they all retire and put all their names in the Ring of Honor. Then you can put all the guys together. But right now, let's go get rings on our fingers before we worry about rings of the honor.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a great point.
Because we had a guy yesterday on Twitter, Josh Hobbs. Here's your shout out. Because everybody's Chiefs take, besides Max, was basically like, we need to just move on. Don't worry about bringing Tyreek Hill back. It's not part of the future. The comment on Twitter was, not only are all these takes ridiculous, they couldn't even post the video accurately. Well, that's a Twitter thing, not a 96.5 The Fan thing, but thanks for watching. Because it would not assume that those takes were ridiculous because 67% of people, not the I guess that is the majority, heavily majority, say no, thank you.
Right.
So I'm good here when it comes to that in Tyreek Hill, because the news of the day obviously was that the Kansas City Chiefs have deferred Patrick Mahomes' contract once again. Happens every year, like you had mentioned earlier. In layman's terms, Clark Hunt basically said, "Hey, here's this immediately. Have fun with that."
And that's why the stadium is such an important thing when you look at these teams, because what they essentially did, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, they basically gave them a check for $45 million. Is that what they had to do, right? Is that what they converted to a signing bonus? And so that's all that upfront money. Where do you get that upfront money? Well, Clark, you got to dip into your bank account for that one, right? And so when you have a stadium that develops money and has an area around it like the Chiefs are going to build, out in Wyandotte County and the practice facility in Olathe as well, that's going to generate money and revenue, that's all money and revenue now that the team can put into their coffers. So when they have to do this, more in the future, they've got more cash on hand. If they didn't have the cash on hand to pay Patrick Mahomes this money, they could not do something like this. And if you don't do something like this, well, then you're screwed, and then you have to make roster decisions. And so for those who can't understand, for both of these teams, why the areas that generate the money are so important, we literally just had a real-life example of that today. Clark Hunt had to go to Patrick Mahomes and say, we're converting your salary to a signing bonus, which I'm sure Patrick's like, great, I'll take that money as one lump sum. Clark's got to look at Patrick and go, okay, got to make sure we got the $50 million in the bank. We do. Boom, let's go. And let's pay him. And the more that you can generate the money at your own place and have the stadium, thank God the Chiefs have got their act together and have figured this thing out, and they're going to build the complex and all that and generate money. It's more stuff we can do like that to make the roster better. Because if we couldn't scratch a check to Patrick Mahomes, then you can't convert that signing bonus because it's cash due on conversion. And now you've got that extra money that you can go out there and spend, and you get that salary cap relief. That's why these areas are vital to the success and failures, I would say right now, of professional sports teams.
You agree? You're good with Hill, right? We're all three here. We don't have to continue that conversation. We're all on the same boat. We're all right. Because some people are like, well, what if he came here and helped Xavier Worthy? Because
I'm not trusting Tyreek Hill as a mentor.
I don't know if he can be, because I don't know what he did for Jalen Waddle with his time in Miami.
Yeah, it looked like he did good stuff.
Yeah, so
I mentioned McCole Hardman as a guy that he became really close to. I'm not saying McCole Hardman became a star, but
right.
I think Tyreek Hill's a good teammate. We could talk about him off the field and him being a D-bag and an awful person. All those things would be true. Far on the field, I could see him being a good mentor to Xavier Worthy.
Is
that reason to bring him in? No.
Is he, though? I mean, the Chiefs traded him at halftime of the Bengals game, basically. Is he a good teammate? I don't know the answer to that question. Everybody here is a good teammate. Otherwise, you ain't going to be here. I mean, they have proven that, right? They have shown people the door. Marcus Peters, Tyreek Hill, Dan Sorensen, whoever. I mean, we have seen guys shown the door when they're perceived not to be, great teammates. And so that's kind of what they did with Tyreek Hill. If he was being a great teammate and was here for the team, Tyreek Hill never would have been traded. But, and I don't blame him. You got your own options. You want to make your money. You've got 11 kids, and so you need to cash in as much as you possibly can. Yeah. So,
because the Chiefs did convert that money of Patrick Mahomes' contract, that frees up a little bit of cap space. We obviously know, we don't obviously know, but I think that we can assume the next move is the departure of Juwan Taylor.
Absolutely.
Right? And that also frees up cap space. And there's other names as well, Mac, on this list.
Yeah. So right now, with that restructure of $44 million, as we talked about in Mahomes, that brings him to 11 over the cap, or negative $11 million.
Actually, right now, according to Spot Rack, they just released this. The Kansas City Chiefs remain about $14 million over the projected cap right now.
Depends on where you look. Over the cap has them at 11. So.
Okay, Spot Rack has them 14, and they're saying with the release of Juwan Taylor, you'll save another 20, and then you're good.
And then you're above. So that's not all they should do, right? So they're at 11. Let's call it 12 or 13. Let's call it whatever you want. They're at 13 million over, right? So let's say 20 to make it easier. That'll put them 7 over. Get rid of Mike Dana. That's 8.8. So you're almost $16 million. Drew Tranquil. That's a conversation that you could have. You'd save $6 million. 22. Wanye Morris. See you later. That's about $2 million. You're at 23. Chamari Connor, I'd have some conversations about getting him. You're at $27 million. And then 3 guys that I have never heard of, so I assume you haven't either. You could save $3 million by cutting them as well.
Who are they?
Pretty quickly, you could get to, I'll look up their names. I mean,
I'd be interested just because you said we never heard of them. Like, who are we
Zach
talking
Pickens,
about?
ZJ Hansen, which I think I may have heard of him, and then Matt Waketso.
Ryan Wachowski? Happy birthday, Rhino.
Yeah, Matt Waketso. So those 3 guys you can cut and save $3 million pretty easily and pretty quickly. That's without restructuring Chris Jones, which you could do and save $13 million. Just without doing that, though, you can get to $31 million above the cap in the green pretty easily, pretty quickly.
What does a Travis Kelce contract look like for a 1-year deal?
$8 million, maybe?
Yeah, probably something like that.
So nothing crazy.
No, nothing insane.
And then Breece Hall, we're looking at maybe $14 million a year?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
what
the
did we
cap.
see yesterday, right?
Yeah. Well, that was
the 13 to 15.
And the tag on running backs this year is going to be about 14-4.
Yeah, I would have had him
They
more
didn't
than that
tag
11.
him yesterday.
They did not. I like
Well,
that.
now you got a week to do it, I think, or maybe it's 2 weeks, whatever it is. You didn't have to do it immediately yesterday. But there still may be the potential to franchise him. I'm sure what the Jets are doing right now, guys, is calling around going, if we franchise him, what's the offer? Maybe people are saying, man, well, there's no offer. You start you got your sous chefs out this week, and then the cooks take over once the combine gets here, and we can kind of figure it out from there. But maybe that's what the Jets are doing. They're probably trying to gauge interest right now, and that's what they should be doing. They should be gauging interest on this guy.
You hate watching good players leave for free, right? You want to get something for him if you can.
Right.
So that's bad business if you don't at least try that.
What would you give up for him, though? Now, if they franchise him...
I'm not giving up anything for Breece Hall.
Okay, you're not.
Nope.
So if he becomes a franchise, you're on to the next.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm Tyler
Okay.
Algier,
Okay.
ETN.
Yeah, there's other guys
I'm
out
moving
there.
on. Yeah, sorry.
And maybe that's what people are saying to the Jets, too. We're not giving you up. We're not giving up anything for this guy because, as you mentioned, ETN is still out there.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker is still out there.
Rico Dowdle. There are names.
There's some running backs out there. And, by the way, Jeremiah Love's out there in the draft. So, sorry, Jets. We don't need to give up anything. And that's the poker hand that you're playing. That's the bluffing that you're doing. And so maybe the Jets, they fall for it. They go, yeah, maybe they're right. We're probably not going to get a lot. And really, are we ready to win right now? Do we really need Breece Hall here next year if you're the Jets?
Breece Hall here?
No, you just let him go. Yeah, you let him go.
You already did that with Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, and Sauce Gardner, and then end up trading him.
They should trade Garrett Wilson.
Absolutely, they should.
Depends on what they consider a rebuild. We'll get into the Jets a little bit later because I think there is a way that the Jets could just F everything up. But yeah, I mean, I think that when you look at the Chiefs and what they're going to do moving forward, because everybody had said, and we talked about this for a while now, when you look at the cap number today, it will not be the same cap number come March 1st. Or when, you can start signing free agents, they will start to show you where they will kind of have their different, where their money will lean. And I think that's what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do signing-wise with free agents. I hope that it's a veteran wide receiver that has some talent left that can help this offense and a veteran running back that you could bring in to electrify this offense and then use all your assets in the defensive side of things because I do think with the 9th pick in the draft, the Chiefs are going to select somebody from the defensive side of the football.
I agree with you.
History shows that when it comes to this in the last 20 years or so, where the 9th pick has been, just to give a few names, Jalen Carter was in 2023, defensive lineman. 2021 was Patrick Surtain, corner. 2020, defensive back C.J. Henderson of the Jags. 2019, Ed Oliver, defensive line for the Bills. You look at 2016, edge rusher Leonard Floyd, who's now a free agent from the Atlanta Falcons. Wood is my one word for him. You go to 2014, linebacker Anthony Barr. So all of that is on the schedule at the 9th pick. Not only are they defensive players, but they're pretty damn good franchise defensive players getting selected in that 9th slot. We had Phil Yates on the show yesterday, and we asked him where the Chiefs might go or a name that you could keep an eye on in the name of Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs is kind of a zero-weakness player. There's not really anything he can't do as a safety. The Chiefs, with Brian Cook becoming a free agent, have question marks there. And I think what I appreciate most about Caleb Downs is I don't know how many safeties you could say this for in the NFL right now. The Chiefs had one a few years ago when they had Tyrann Mathieu when he first arrived to Kansas City. Like, he sets the tone for the defense, and that's a pretty rare trait to find in a safety. And that's part of what I like about Caleb Downs is that, yeah, he might be one of the 4 smallest guys on the field, but he also might be one of the most physically imposing players on your defense every single snap. So I like the way that his skill set fits any defense. I also like the way that he changes a defense because of not just the physical skills, but also the intangibles.
So intangibles and physical skill, that screams Spags. That screams what this team needs. They need more physicality on the defensive side. We thought Jaden Hicks was going to be that guy, Big Stick Hicks. We thought he might be that guy, but we heard from Spags throughout the season. Maybe we just over-evaluated him. I think it was one of the lines earlier, or maybe we, need to, tone it down a little bit and kind of get him up to speed. Shouldn't have been the case. And the other thing is accountability. And Caleb Downs, who Binkley had mentioned earlier, the comp that he gets in the draft is Kyle Hamilton. And Kyle Hamilton being a few inches taller and a few pounds heavier, but Downs plays bigger than his size, and we've seen that before in a guy like Tyrann Mathieu. And that was where the accountability came in. That's the Eric Berry sort of theme this year is the Chiefs are not only going to try to get younger and more talented, they're going to get more accountable. And a guy like that, maybe that's where you put your chips in the basket and say, hey, he's the best player available in the first round, or at least in the first 10 picks. We're picking 9th. He's there. So I don't hate that selection in Caleb Downs. I'm kind of in on this now because of the conversations we had yesterday and the sort of verbiage you hear coming from a guy like Field Yates who knows his you-know-what when it comes to football. So I'm good with Caleb Downs. I know you had said, what was it? You were saying, like, can he be that guy immediately out of the chute? I don't know. 9th overall pick in the NFL draft. You better be.
Well, I think the good ones are, though. Eric Berry was. Tyrann Mathieu was when he arrived on the scene, and I'm not talking here. I'm talking, in general, when he arrived as a rookie in the NFL. I'm sure Ed Reed was one of those guys that arrived right away. Mm-hmm. And I'm with Dusty on this one. The more that we've talked, I am like 1,000,000% now in on Caleb Downs being there at number 9 and for the Chiefs to take him. And the reason is I just look back at this year. And I look back at pre-Steve Spagnuolo defenses, and what I realize is those Steve Spagnuolo defenses that were awesome had awesome safeties. You had Tyrann Mathieu and you had Justin Reed. Both of those guys were phenomenal at that position. And it's no secret that the minute Justin Reed was gone, that defense kind of fell apart. It took a back seat. I know the organization has regretted letting him go. I know coaches are very still upset that they let him go. There's also the fact of the matter is that guy was the leader. Tyrann Mathieu was the leader, positioned those guys on the field, what to do. You get that different view from the last line of defense to see everything develop. Oh, at the last second, this is happening. Left. Like, you have that guy back there. They didn't have that. They didn't have that leader on the field. They haven't had that leader on the field since Justin Reed left. And they didn't really, truly have that leader on the field until Tyrann Mathieu arrived. As good as Eric Berry was, when Tyrann Mathieu got here, the whole mindset of that defense changed. And then miraculously, they went from Tyrann to Justin. And then they went from Justin to nothing. And so I think in the Steve Spagnuolo defense, for it to have the most success, you need a dynamic safety. That's the hypothesis that I've come to on all of this just by watching. And I think Caleb Downs is that guy.
Yeah, it's like an earned privilege to be a part of a Spagnuolo defense, especially in the secondary, because it takes smart players to be a part of Spagnuolo, because he gives you privileges like being free, getting to make decisions on the fly. When an offense changes their scheme, the defense does too, and Spags lets their guys kind of be who they are, and it felt like they weren't playing free. They were playing with too much thinking. Caleb Downs is going to come in and be a smart football player. I've said this, I'll sound like a broken record come April, come draft time, but he's the only Nick Saban freshman to start and be a captain on the Alabama football team.
That
the Alabama
says something.
Yes. And he went to Ohio State, and in one season, he became a captain of their team and was out there in the middle of the field taking the coin toss in the national championship game. 1 year, that whole locker room was behind Caleb Downs. This team needs a leader like that on the defensive side.
No, you're right about that. I mean, just saying that got me excited, Mac.
I want that kind of guy here.
Mac, you just made my pants tight, okay? That's the guy that I want.
know that I'm hard.
Right? Like that's what this team needs. And I guarantee you, if they keep Trent McDuffie, he will be a better player with a director behind him.
I agree.
They tried to make Trent McDuffie the leader of that defense. His personality lends to the fact that he's not a leader. He is a, you tell me what to do, I'll do it, and I'll take care of business type of guy. And when you try to put somebody that's not a leader in a position of leadership, it just doesn't go well. That's not who they are. That's not their forte. And so I think you had it this year. You can now look back and you can say, we need to go out there and get that alpha dog back there at that safety position, because that's when our defenses are the best. Now, total sidebar. I haven't looked, and maybe I should. There any free safeties available free agency that you could go out and get, like Justin Reed was available and like Tyrann Mathieu was available for the Chiefs? Is that guy out there right now? Because if he's not, it makes Caleb Downs even more, in my opinion, of an imperative pick. And hopefully he doesn't get taken before 9 now.
Not unless you want to go get Jamal Adams.
Yeah, I'm good.
5 years ago, I loved that guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever loved a guy and then just absolutely had no interest in somebody after a while?
Yeah, Jabril Peppers was that guy for me.
Who was that guy for? Like, I love Jamal Adams, dude. Like, I wanted him 5 years ago on this team. Like, we got to get Jamal Adams. This guy's awesome.
So did Seattle.
DeAndre Hopkins, we got him. Yeah. It wasn't what I wanted.
This also comes from Matt Miller, NFL draft scout. Wild NFL draft scenario. We might see more safeties drafted in round 1 than quarterbacks and running backs combined.
Wow. That's nuts, right? And running backs combined, yeah.
I didn't see that part.
I didn't either. I saw the quarterback part, yeah.
Caleb Downs, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, and Dylan Thinneman all ranked inside his top 25. So they're thinking, what, Mendoza and Love are the only two quarterback and running back combos that are going to go in the first round, and there's going to be 3 safeties?
That's nuts.
Come on, Raiders, don't trade that pick. Don't trade that pick.
In a game that's got faster and smaller, it makes sense. Safeties should be important.
They are. I used to be, the hell with the safety. Like, when they drafted Eric Berry, I was like, safety in the top 10, I'm not in on that. That's just not the way you do business. And it was great. He was fantastic, right? It worked out. And I think you're right. I think the safety position has changed a lot. They're closer to the line of scrimmage. They're blitzing. They're the leaders on the field. Yeah, the Chiefs lacked You look back at this season, like the worst thing that they did was let Justin Reed go.
This is a good question from 785. I feel like a great D-line picks up good safety play more than great safety play can pick up a bad D-line. If we go Downs at 9, what's making us expect our D-line plays any different?
Because the depth of defensive linemen in this draft is massive. You have the opportunity to maybe trade Trent McDuffie to the Rams or the Cowboys for the 20th or the 29th pick. You could go similar to what you did in 2022, where you took McDuffie and Karlaftis.
Yep.
And, got those picks from Tyreek Hill for McDuffie and had 2 picks in the first round. If you have an automatic playmaker, game changer, first round talent and Downs at 9, you take them knowing that you might have the 29th pick where receivers are going to go, offensive linemen are going to go, and you still have a pretty rich pool of defensive linemen to take, would be my take on that entire situation. Because I think they will trade McDuffie, and he could possibly bring a first-round draft pick. If not, it's a second. Then you're picking maybe like 33rd and 40th. You should be able to land a defensive lineman if you can. You've had enough time to scout this draft. I would hope that they've got their head on straight when it comes to that sort of field position on the field.
Yeah,
so.
I love the fact that trading Trent McDuffie to the Rams and getting 29. I would love to go into the draft 9, 29, and 40 because to Dusty's point, it's a great one. There's so many defensive tackles that are out there and defensive ends that are out there. It's a robust draft. And so, hey, maybe you pick at 9 and then you combine 29 and 40 and trade back up into the top 15 and get yourself the best defensive lineman on the board. Like, That just gives you so much more freedom for the draft. And where this team is right now, I think draft picks are a more valuable commodity, in my opinion, than what Trent McDuffie can bring to this team at this point in time. And that's not a knock against Trent. I just think this team needs to move forward. That's why you don't sign Tyreek Hill. Like, if you're going to trade Trent McDuffie because you want to move forward, you can't go back and sign Tyreek Hill.
It's fun to have this conversation on February 18th. But I think there's a way that the Jets could absolutely F all of this up, plus coffee talk. Coming up next year on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and from changing seasons to unpredictable road conditions, having solid auto insurance gives you real peace of mind. With AAA, switching today means you could save up to 21% on your auto insurance. AAA offers dependable protection, personalized coverage options, and customer service that's always there for you. And when you bundle policies or insure multiple vehicles, you can save even more. Visit AAA.com. That's AAA.com.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City. Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, your favorite winter sports with same-game parlays. Live betting, earn BetMGM reward points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Sign up again with bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
If you love seafood, pull up anchor and set sail for Hy-Vee's annual fish and seafood sale. Get a whale of a deal on all your favorites for Lent. Salmon, tuna, trout, and catfish. Seafood lovers shrimp, crab legs, and lobster mac and cheese. Eating seafood twice a week has major health benefits. Count on Hy-Vee to sell only the freshest seafood backed by the Responsible Choice Guarantee. All hands on deck for the annual seafood sale going on now at Hy-Vee.
One thing I love doing is going to Hy-Vee. I love going up and down the aisles and finding everything I need. But sometimes we're just very busy. With 2 girls in high school right now, we are swamped. So we use Hy-Vee's aisles online. I go to the Hy-Vee app or at Hy-Vee.com. I choose the store I want, I select my items, and then Hy-Vee does all the shopping for me. All I have to do is pick it up or, better yet, have it delivered to my home. So I'm going to save time and I'm going to save money. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
This hour is brought to you by State Water Heater and Reeves Weideman online at rwco.com. Need a water heater? State Water Heaters has the solution. The Adapt Gas Tankless Water Heater with X3 scale prevention delivers efficient, on-demand hot water with no annual maintenance and may qualify for money-saving utility rebates. Ask your plumber for State at Reeves Weideman. Visit rwco.com or statewaterheaters.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Heading towards downtown, 169 highway southbound, just crawling. You hit delays at the airport exit, crawls down to the bridge with report of a road hazard on the bridge. 70 westbound, slow heading out of downtown from I-35 to the state line with construction. Kansas side, 435 southbound. You hit the heavy stuff at K32, stays off again, on again, quite slow down to Shawnee Mission Parkway with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back at it on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Leggins, all with you. Wonderful video on the internet of the dog in the Olympics, by the way. Check it out. Finished the race with other skiers. Dog on the Olympic cross-country skiing course and ran the final stretch to the finish line.
Is this from 2026?
I don't know. That's the thing. It could be from like 2021. That's why I literally told Bob, I was like, I love this video. Dusty, it's from 2018.
Exactly.
Son of a gun.
They were showing video earlier of like a bunch of, I guess you'd call mountain lions running across the mountains. I saw that. He mentioned the dog. I'm like, that's probably one of those they were showing earlier that, kind of came up and ran.
Yeah.
What would have been cool if that was the owner's dog that came alongside? Everybody would lose their mind, right? I mean, could you imagine the tears? I mean, that's peak Olympics
That's
right
movie
there.
stuff, yes.
Yeah. People in the text line, because you mentioned not a sexy pick with Caleb Downs. And we say that because it's not like wide receiver,
right?
Defensive edge, running back, left tackle, quarterback.
Yeah.
Those are like your top 5, first 5 people selected in couple skate. The safety, the corner, the D tackle, the linebacker, they're the ones that are like, I guess we got you. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Even running back people would be thinking sexy.
So what would be the sexiest position that they could pick? It would be running back, right? Like Jeremiah Love would be the sexiest pick, right?
Probably.
But that's not the best pick.
That's not the best pick.
No, but this is the Caleb Downs right now to me is the best pick. Let me do a little Linda Richmond here for you. Justin, you know Linda Richmond, right?
Yeah,
Coffee
I teased
Talk.
it.
Do you know Linda Richmond?
That
Mac?
name rings a bell.
Michael Myers made fun of her on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, it was a character, Coffee Talk, Linda Richmond. Talk amongst yourselves, I'm verklempt, and did all this kind of stuff, right? And so I want you guys to talk amongst yourselves because I think you guys have a great kind of feel for this, more so than I do. And I want to present this to you. If the Chiefs go out and they add Etienne as their running back, is that good enough? Is that their move, or do they still need to do more if they end up adding him? Because yesterday on ESPN, one of their guys had it projected that, Etienne would go to Kansas City. And I'm thinking, that's a nice move. But is that the move, or is that a move, and will they need to do more? So talk amongst yourselves. Coffee Talk. I'll be over here. I'm for Clem.
I think Etienne is enough. Because I think, are we 100% sure they're not bringing back Isaiah Pacheco?
I'd be shocked if they did that.
I wouldn't. I don't want him anywhere.
But
near
we're not
this
100% sure he's gone.
No, I guess not.
No.
Like, do
No.
you have more belief that Kareem's back or Pacheco's back?
Kareem.
For sure.
I think by a long shot. but
Yeah.
yeah.
And what his role would be very specific, right? Like Kareem Hunt's role would be short yardage.
He'd be a glorified fullback.
And and it'd be your version of the tush push. Anytime Kareem Hunt's in, they're going for the first down on 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, or they're going to try to get the ball in the end zone from the 1 or the 2 yard line and just run that package. Travis Etienne would be your bell cow. Rashard Smith would be your scat back. And I think that would be the move that's enough because Etienne, I think, is the second best running back in the free agent class, according to most.
Behind Hall, you're saying?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Kenny Walker didn't get the tag because they're going to pay him. And that's kind of where I feel like the only scenario that Jeremiah Love is a rostered Kansas City Chief is if one of these two teams Fs it up. And the reason I say that is because if the Jets do decide to say to themselves, we're rebuilding, we're going to get a quarterback next year, it's probably not going to be Deontay Moore, and we're going to try to build this young team. We trust, again, this is a huge ask from the Jets. If they do think they're rebuilding, that has to come with somebody that's got to be a cornerstone of your team. And if that is Breece Hall, maybe, just maybe, they overpay for Breece Hall, which then sets the market, which we've seen before. We go back to the Tyreek Hill situation. The Chiefs tried to keep him here with a contract, and then Devontae Adams got the contract. He goes, I want to be paid like that. And the Chiefs said, well, that's not in the cards, so you can go check it out. And like a day later, he was in Miami. They're like, do you want to go to the Jets? You want to go to Miami? And he's like, state income tax is non-existent in Florida. I'm going to Florida. He literally said that.
Yeah.
And
so it's a smart move.
Yeah, and that's how that happened. And if Breece Hall or Travis Etienne or Kenny Walker get the contract first, they're going to set the market. We know that the cap is a $14.4 million a season cap hit when it comes to the tag. But if Seattle does say, we're going to give Kenny Walker this money, well, what are Breece Hall and Travis Etienne going to say? Well, we want this and we want this because we're in the same category, and that's going to maybe possibly take the Chiefs out. So my coffee talk to you guys would be, if that does happen, if Etienne gets overpaid or Hall gets overpaid or Walker gets a massive contract, and that's the market, then do you go to Jeremiah Love?
Yeah, that's an interesting one, Dusty. That's a tough question. I would still probably say no. I still think they need that identity more so on the defensive side of the ball.
Because then that goes back to your talk, is if you're not going to go get one of those guys because they are maxed out in price, then a guy like Travis Etienne, Breece Hall, those guys are off the books. Then you do need two of those free agents. Then you need like an Algier and a Rico Dowdle.
So I don't think you need two. I think you need Algier, and then you draft a 4th-round pick.
Okay, so you're good with that.
Too.
See, that's why I wanted to have this conversation, because I love the different angles that you guys are giving right now. Because I'm listening to Dusty, I'm like, damn, that's a great point. Then I'm listening to you go, no, we don't need to do that. We could still go get a minor player and then draft a guy in the 4th round. But will that give us what we want at that running back position?
I think so. I think there's so many ways to get what you want here. Like Tyler Algier is a 1,000-yard running back waiting to pop again. I mean, he just hasn't had the opportunity since Bijan Robinson joined.
Okay, let me flip side. Well, you give him an opportunity. Like that's always
that's going to be true with any of these guys. That's not Tyler Algier's fault. And I'll also say about resetting the market and money, none of these running backs are resetting the market. None of these running backs are getting McCaffrey or Barkley money.
Kenny Walker might.
No,
Super Bowl MVP.
He's not getting $20 million a year.
I mean,
no
they overpay for these Super Bowl MVPs, but I don't think $20 million a year. But I think he's going to get
14, 15.
He's going to get a lot more today than if we were having this conversation 2 weeks ago. And nobody could argue
2 weeks ago
that.
he was getting 10, and I think now he'll get 14.
Yeah, and that's almost a 50% jump for having the Super Bowl that he had.
Yeah,
I mean,
all I'm saying is it's not 22,
but it's fool's gold too when you go up that high. With a guy like him, you can say, all right, you're a nice player, but it's not worth a 50% increase because you were the Super Bowl MVP. But that's the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
That's where we live, and that's the world in which we're in right now. The Jets are an interesting case study to me because do you believe that the Jets as an organization are on the same page? Because if you're going to let Breece Hall walk, then who's your bell cow? Who's your star? And Aaron Glenn now is in year 2, okay? He just fired his entire coaching staff, got a new coaching staff on hand. Is Aaron Glenn going to play the tank game if the front office wants to play that? Because that could cost him his job as well. So you have a coach that's going to be coaching for his job this year, but you also may have a front office that's not ready to go all in this year and give that coaching staff. So that's where you run into these issues. The coaching staff and the front office, they have got to be on the same page about what they're going to try to accomplish. And you have to let your coach know behind the scenes, regardless of what happens this year, we're taking care of you because we need you to execute this plan for us. So that's what's interesting with the Jets. Are they going to be in a quote-unquote tank mode to try to get, Manning at number 1 next year? Mm-hmm. Or you have a coach that's technically on the hot seat. He needs to win to keep his job.
He's going to be that. Was it the Texans coach or was it the Cardinals coach who won a game to despite the team?
It was Texans, yeah.
Yes. I can't remember his name.
It was Lovie Smith,
yes,
wasn't
it was Lovie Smith
Yeah.
winning that last game of the season. Up yours.
Yeah.
And he did.
And he did. and he did. He got fired, and that's fine,
awesome.
and you did your thing. But that's why you have to have the organization all on the same page. Again, we're just so lucky we have everybody on the same page here, and there's no other agendas, and there's no GM going, this guy sucks, I need to move him out, or anything. Like, everybody's on the same page.
What is that page reset to then retool or retool to then reset kind of thing?
I think you've hired Aaron Glenn. You've allowed him to fire his whole coaching staff and bring in new coaches. You start at square zero with Aaron Glenn, and you say, we're all in this together, and let's go. And you start this year as that, however you want to phrase it. That's what I would do. But if Aaron Glenn's not your guy, that's a tough spot to be in.
And also, Algier would be kind of one of those running backs that would fit the Chiefs' narrative, because this gives credit to the text line. Running back forced out seems to always work out for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Priest Holmes, Marcus Allen.
He is that guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There just happens to be somebody a little better right now than we think of you. But you could go be that guy for somebody else. Hi, Clark Hunt over here. How you doing? We'll give you a shot.
Let's do it.
Wow, Algier, he's really good. Yeah. But John Robbins is just that much better.
Exactly.
That's the unfortunate
that
part.
could be the best thing that happens. Like
good blocker too.
When we miss, then he's coming here.
He's a really good blocker. I just watched a 4-minute video.
Sold.
I just watched a 4-minute video of every.
Andy's like, "Where's this guy?"
of every 20-yard pass that Michael Penix had, and so I'm
It's
just
all
watching
free?
4 minutes videos of Michael, and trash, by the way, terrible. No deep accuracy at all. Tyler Algier was keeping those pockets clean. He was doing dirty work.
Yeah, he's coming here then.
Hell yeah.
Love it. Binkley's gonna be happy.
Short arms though. Don't like it.
But they're big arms because they stop those guys from getting to his quarterback.
Damn right.
Yep. Binkley's got an exit.
There's juice all over the place.
Sounds just like him. Coming up, there's a lot of sounds about Cags. I just want to give you some pre-existing history of two guys that turned it around after 1 year of failure. Don't give up hope yet, I promise. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, my friends at QC Kinetics want you to feel awesome. We all want to feel great. You don't want to wake up in the morning and have a sore elbow or a knee or a back that won't let you get out of bed. And if it doesn't let you get out of bed, you know what also that means? You're not able to go outside and enjoy this beautiful weather. You're sitting there going, oh, I wish there was another way. I don't want to have surgery. Well, 40,000 people found another way, and it's QC Kinetics. Before you put your life on hold, call QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular-level treatments that revitalize joint tissue naturally. Patients who thought surgery was their only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics' advanced regenerative treatments. Surgery isn't always the answer. QC Kinetics uses safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. So get started now to ease inflammation and slow the progression of arthritis. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, do your research and get that free consultation at QC Kinetics. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Blue Creek Wagyu is here to prove there's never been a better time to follow through with your resolution to eat better. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef will help you hit all your goals this year. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day, and their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut, crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Looking for the best deal on TRT? Don't pay hundreds of dollars out of pocket or settle for a one-size-fits-all dose from your doctor just because they take your insurance. At Synergen X and Low T Center, you get powerful TRT dose for your body and covered by your insurance. Synergen X and Low T Center work with most insurance plans and customize each TRT for maximum effectiveness and safety. And this February, we're offering free testosterone tests and discounted peptides and GLP-1s to make getting your life back as easy as possible. Don't miss this opportunity. Go to SynergenX or lowtcenter.com and book today.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
It's impossible to have a bad day when you started with Chick-fil-A. Hi, I'm Miles. And this is Grant. And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is how the fluffy, crispy goodness wakes us up in the morning. The chicken is crispy, the biscuit is soft, it's iconic. Throw some jelly on it, you could throw some honey on it. It helps me kick off the day. The hash browns are great. And I really like the shape of them too. Little circles of crispy goodness. Yeah, those early morning chicken biscuits are just great, man.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A Chicken Biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowes.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
This update is brought to you by Ollie's Bargain Outlet.
Ollie's deals are so good, you won't believe the prices.
This has to be a joke.
It's no joke. Ollie's Bargain Outlet sells famous brand name merchandise at up to 70% off the fancy store prices. Hurry in.
Ollie! Good stuff, cheap!
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side, 435 northbound, off again, on again, crawling as you make your way from Truman up towards Front Street with an accident blocking the right lane. Kansas side, 35 northbound, heavy at 635. Stay slow up to Mission with an accident. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
If you're looking for more NFL draft coverage, go subscribe and follow the Character Concerns podcast with Bink and Chris on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Back at it. 9 o'clock hour here on 96.5 The Fan. Try to give you some sort of reason to watch college basketball on Saturday. It gets real juicy. Real juicy. At about 2 o'clock. Arizona goes to Houston. For those Mizzou fans out there, rivalry game. Mizzou at Arkansas. Here's why this is a big game for Mizzou. You win this game, no doubt about it, I think you're in the big tournament. They're back in it. They were a bubblicious team, I think is what Rob Britton calls it.
I like that, bubblicious.
Yeah, you go to Arkansas, you win that game, I think you're in. You'd have wins over Florida. You'd have wins over Alabama. Those are 2 big wins. You'd have a reasonable, respectable record. I don't think they'll go out early in the SEC tournament, but I think a win against Arkansas will give Missouri a lot of credit. Then at 5:30, Michigan at Duke. That's number 1 versus number 3. That's Lindenberg is his name. Lindenberg for Michigan against Cameron Boozer. You want to see Cameron Boozer go up against a guy that's like similar to his size. That's a hell of a matchup between Michigan and Duke on Saturday at 5:30. And then you get a nightcap at 9:30. It's a Saturday, though. Iowa State at BYU.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
So
sucks Richie Saunders. I'm so sad about that for BYU. That sucks.
What was it, the Achilles?
Yeah, I believe so.
Ruptured it and immediately walked off and immediately was ruled out. It's like, damn it.
Yeah.
When you walk off with it, it sucks. Maybe you can get eligibility back. I mean, we're giving all these folks eligibility. See, something like that, I wouldn't hate giving a kid another year of eligibility, man. You're in your senior year. You get this far. You blow an Achilles. Give the guy another opportunity. Breaking news, speaking of injuries, Kyrie Irving will sit out the
Reindeer? Yeah. All right. I mean, that's fair.
He got to attempt a comeback next year.
We'll see if it's with the Mavericks. We'll see if it's with Dallas. That's really the question.
Kyrie Irving.
What's Missouri? Missouri got their asses kicked against Alabama. So who are their wins?
They beat
Well,
Florida.
they beat A&M. That's good.
Yeah, they beat Florida for sure.
Beat Florida,
and
yep.
Columbia.
That's huge.
Arkansas, Alabama played tonight at 6. That's, I think, before the BYU-Arizona game.
Yeah, that Florida win is
massive. And people will say,
huge.
well, they beat them when it didn't matter.
And at Texas A&M's nice.
And if they can beat Arkansas this weekend at Arkansas.
And they play Vandy tonight.
Yep. And Tennessee plays Vandy on Saturday.
So there's some work to do there still for Missouri.
But I mean, if they win Saturday, I think that would put them in. I mean, especially with the field, how big it is, and being in the SEC, one of the bigger conferences in college basketball.
Just means more.
Mm-hmm. It does, because it comes to RPI. That's always the big thing. Like Bill Self can have like 10 losses and be like a 2 seed. Be like, how's he a 2 seed? Well, he lost to UConn.
Yeah, but that's why they schedule like that. You know, like there was a story the other day about college football, and it really depressed me a little bit, quite honestly, is that they talked about if they're going to continue to expand this playoff, the big boys are not going to schedule each other at the beginning part of the season. We're not going to have the Oklahoma-Texas game. We're not going to have the Alabama-Ohio State game. I meant Ohio State-Texas or Ohio State-Alabama. Like some of these big boys are like, well, what's the point of, scheduling these games early on? We need to fatten up our schedule, and there's no benefit for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see that. I think that sucks. I love those early season big games. And I love that for basketball too, that we have, those early season big games and you're not afraid to play anybody. That's why KU is always a top 3 or 4 seed every single year, usually a 1 or 2 seed.
Quadrant 1 wins.
Yeah, because I think they're number 2 in quadrant 1 wins already this year. Already it's middle of February, but I was listening to one of the people talk last night when I was at the basketball game. They're like, yeah, I think KU's number 2 in the quad 1 wins. And I'm like, yeah, they usually are, because that's how they schedule. And for years, people scheduled to try to make their schedule easy. KU, anytime, anywhere, any place, will play you. That's why I think playing UMKC at Municipal next year would be a lot of fun for KU, right? Get that program jump-started a little bit here in Kansas City and bring in KU, sell out the house, make some money for UMKC, and you don't have to play a big opponent every time, but KU's never shied away from big opponents. I remember sitting in on meetings with some folks over there that used to do all the scheduling for KU, the late Larry Keating, and we would have these conversations, and he'd be in these meetings with ESPN, and ESPN would be like, all right, who do you want to play and where do you want to play them? And they would schedule the games, and a lot of it was done via ESPN and with TV to make sure that you had the right schedule in place. And everything was done. Larry Keating was a genius at that at KU and putting in that scheduling formula so you knew exactly who you were going to play and how it was going to lead to the end road, and that was getting a top seed in the NCAA tournament. And it's become a science now, just like anything in sports for the most part. You have to know how to have that schedule. If you don't schedule properly, you're going to have a chance of not being in the NCAA tournament.
No doubt. And it maybe doesn't hold as much weight today, but Mizzou did beat Kentucky in Kentucky at Rupp Arena. Now, I know Kentucky's kind of fallen off.
Yeah.
What's happened to them, man?
It's crazy.
Everybody can pay players now.
Wow, they're going to not want that coach there anymore. And he's an alum. He won a national championship with them.
That's why they say.
Should have never taken that job.
That's exactly right.
Don't do that.
That's why George Brett was never the manager of the Royals.
You never hire your legends.
Yep, Peyton Manning at Tennessee.
Not that guy was a legend, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Remembered well.
Yeah.
Good legacy.
Exactly. And then they're going to fire him, and then they're going to have a reunion. Or they're going to bring that guy back for a reunion after you fired him for a coach celebrating 40 years of whatever team that was,
Awkward.
Yeah.
Speaking of legacies and 1 years, I want to bring this up because there is a lot of people via text, via Twitter, via Instagram stuff, and that kind of thing, and people that will text me and my group of friends and say, "Are we sure, Dusty, that you're all in on this Caglione kid?" And I will say, "Yes, I just saw one small glimpse of a failure of a year, and sometimes failure can bring greatness. In fact, it did for 2 of the greatest baseball players I've ever seen play the sport, in Aaron Judge and Mike Trout. Mike Trout's first 40 games, bust ? He had 30 strikeouts in 40 games, only had 27 hits, hitting .220. Didn't even hit his weight when he was in his first league of Major League Baseball. Aaron Judge struck out 42 times in 95 plate appearances, 27 games total, hitting a total of 179, and the Yank faithful called him a bust. Now, you can obviously take some things to the side and say, hey, those two guys are going to be in the Hall of Fame. They're two of the greatest hitters, baseball players we've ever seen play the sport. No doubt about it. But the narrative that is true is they both faced catastrophic failure in their first glimpse at Major League Baseball and had to deal with people probably saying, oh, they're not going to be up to the hype, because that's the easy, lazy way to do it for baseball. Because there's so many players that play in the league and there's so few that tend to be good that it's easier and lazy to just say they're going to be a bust. Alex Bregman, great MLB player, right? Maybe coined to some cheating stuff, but started his career 0 for 18, faced failure, and then turned it around and became the player that he is today. And I think when we hear people say that about Cags, that he's a bust or he's going to fail, it's just easy and it's lazy. I do mention the other two guys that are Hall of Famers and all-timers, but their careers didn't start that way. And the way that their career got better is maybe because they faced that failure. Maybe that's what Cags needed to see. Maybe that's where everything was going so great all through the minor leagues, all through college, the draft. You were the 6th overall pick in the Major League Baseball draft. And yet there you are, never facing failure, and then you finally do. And we have heard some stuff from Vern where like bad days kind of affect Cags, whereas like other guys, it's like, whatever. It's one day. Who cares? Yeah. And you got people like that that'll say, whatever. So pump the brakes if you are a hater, and maybe sometimes failure makes you a better person in your sport that you are. Maybe you get fired from your first job and you go back and say, man, I shouldn't have gotten fired. That's BS. And then you realize maybe you didn't do things that you could have done better, or your relationship that you first were in that you thought was serious fails. And then you realize, you know what, maybe I didn't do this or that or this. And maybe if I start doing that, things will work out. And the next thing you know, you're married for 45 years with the love of your life and everything worked out perfectly. So maybe let's be easy on the bus talk. But I will say this to his credit, both those guys, they turned it around immediately. So I will say by June, you'd hope to see some progress out of Cags.
Look, I'll go one example closer to home. Number 5. I mean, number 5 hit 125 in his first 40 at-bats in Major League Baseball. And, the old story goes, he got in there with Charlie Lau and said, I got to figure this thing out, and came back the next year, hit 282, and then it was 300-plus every year after that for George Brett. And, he credits, obviously, Charlie Lau in that failure for the first time and kind of recreating his, and resetting maybe is the better word to use, his baseball career. And that's the way that you have to look at it. You can't look at a failed season and go, well, I stink. And I just don't know why fans are looking like that. Like if you consider yourself a Royals fan, let's just use them as the example, and you're questioning Cags, are you really rooting for that guy to have success? Because I know I'm not questioning that kid at all. I just want to see him go out there and play and do his thing. And like I keep saying, man, the organization failed Jack Caglione. He didn't fail the organization. They failed him because they brought him up because they panicked because you let so many outfielders in the past, like a Rooker and guys like that, go. You didn't have anybody. You had a backfill. You panicked, and they did the worst possible thing and brought a kid up who wasn't ready, but the organization was ready for him, but he wasn't maybe quite ready for the organization. And a lot of these guys in big league baseball never, ever fail in their life at anything, all of them for the most part. So they're not used to dealing with that failure. And that's why they always say the best athletes are the ones who know how to deal with failure. Because if you know how to deal with failure, you can turn that into a positive. Mike Moustakas couldn't handle failure for a while at the big league level. Then it took a trip back to the minors,
Our guy Gordon.
Alex Gordon is the same way. He failed right away. So why we're writing off this kid, whoever's writing off this kid, whatever negators are out there writing off this kid, why? Does that bring joy?
Easy and lazy.
It is easy. But why not just say, that was last year. Let's see what this kid can do this year with a full season of preparing for the big leagues too, with a full off season of preparing for the big leagues, a full off season of dealing. I can't wrap my head around fans who are rooting, and I'll use that term loosely, for failure for any of the guys that are on their team. Because if Cags fails, brother, we all fail, and this team ain't going to the playoffs. So if you have shots of failure of Cags and you're rooting for this guy to fail because Dusty's rooting for him to be successful, that's stupid. That's dumb. We should all want this kid to play good baseball.
No doubt about it. If he does, your team's going to play much longer in the baseball season.
Much better. It's going to be a lot more fun,
Also, don't forget, Cags will be on Vern's Hot Stove this Thursday, starting at 6 p.m. on 96.5 The Fan. Jack Caglione sits down with Josh Vernier. You know what's tough about that? I don't know who I love more. That's tough for me right there, but I'm going to be listening. You should too. Coming up next, you could change a moment plus Vern on Baseball Talk here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends at State Water Heaters want to make you sure that when you get in that shower, you've got that hot water. And it doesn't matter if you're the first showerer in your house, or if you're the 17th showerer in your house. With State Water Heaters, you're always going to have that hot water. Or if you're like me and you get up before everybody else, you turn on that shower, 10 minutes later, finally, the hot water's there. I'm not going to have to do that anymore with a State Water Heater. They've got the answers for everybody. It's a new high-efficiency Adapt gas tankless water heater with X3 scale prevention technology, and they can provide plenty of hot water for you and your family, as well as great energy savings as well. Our Adapt models with X3 provide years of trouble-free hot water without the worry of annual maintenance that's required from other tankless models. And these water heaters may also qualify for rebates from your local utility company. So don't miss the chance to put some real money back into your pocket. Act now and have your plumber visit their local Reeves Weideman store. They can do that in person, or you can just check them out simply at rwco.com or visit statewaterheaters.com to learn more.
FanDuel just handed you the tool that makes college hoops parlays worth more. It's the Boost Builder. Here's the deal. You get a Boost Builder to use on any college basketball parlay with 2 legs or more. Start building your combo. Add 1 leg, then add another, because every leg you add increases your boost all the way up to 105%. You decide how far you want to take your college basketball parlays. Just open your FanDuel app, choose your college hoops markets, apply your Boost Builder token, and watch that percentage climb and climb with every pick that you lock in. You get a Boost Builder to use on any college basketball parlay with 2 legs or more. So head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Minimum 2-leg parlay required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable Boost Builder tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The last 3 days of the winter sale is happening now at Peter's Clothiers. Save up to 50% off all suits, sport coats, and sportswear. Save big with sizes to fit every man. Peter's Clothiers, 124th and State Line Road.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com, and I look forward to working with you.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep, now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade.
Dana Carvey.
Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust an emu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 68.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
What a classic, turning 31 years old. Heavyweights. Today, lunch has been canceled due to lack of hustle. Deal with it. By the end of camp, you'll all be skinny wieners. Hey, did you say skinny wieners? Hey, we're looking for Seymour Butts. Who's Seymour Butts? Who's Seymour Butts? No one's Seymour Butts than you, Uncle Tony. I love that movie. I'm going to watch that movie today. Heavyweights is a classic.
I'm glad you told me to watch that, man.
Damn, it's such a great movie. You're sending me to fat camp? I don't want to go to camp with those fat loads. Like, good God, Gerald Garner.
Do they still have fat camp?
I don't know. I mean, Gerald Garner, age 9. Dad, Jim Garner. All right, Josh, get on the scale. Get off the scale. God, I love that movie.
Good easy watch, too.
Dude.
80 minutes.
Brock from the old number 5s. Come here, you devil log. By far, gonna say it, top 3 Ben Stiller film.
Ooh.
I would go these 3.
Wow.
Number 1, Meet the Parents.
Yeah.
Number 2, Zoolander.
Good.
Number 3, Heavyweights.
Heavyweights is from 95.
31 years ago, bro. Yeah, I'm old, dog. Movie came out when I was 7. And I watched it like, oh, God, that movie's great.
31. Oh, God.
I don't want to go to camp
That's
with those
really tough
fat
top
loads.
3.
You say tough top 3?
That's a tough top 3. It's a good top 3. I'm saying it's tough to come up with it. He's got
The
so
Secret
many.
Life of Walter Mitty is good. And I will say my Night at the Museum is my runner-up, but there's so many other stars, right, involved in that movie where I think we lose. Tropic Thunder's a good one of Ben Stiller, but I think that we all know that old boy steals the show.
Robert Downey
Jr.
Yeah.
I'm the dude disguised as a dude playing another dude. Yeah. I'm Al Pacino. God,
Blades of Glory, do you consider him in that movie?
I didn't even know he was in it.
I kind of forgot that he was in that.
I mean,
what's he in that?
Anchorman as well. I mean,
yeah, he's in the street fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about like his more like he shines.
Got you. Dodgeball.
Dodgeball's great.
But see, that's the thing. Like, he is the same character in Heavyweights that he is in Dodgeball.
He redid it. I just noticed that.
My name's White. WHITE.
Maybe that's who he is, though. You just play that same guy in, a lot of these movies, right?
Works.
Yeah.
He grew up and created a gym after being a health instructor. Yes, my dad, Mr. Perkins, the lighting fixture of the Midwest. That would be so great, dude.
So funny.
Oh, man.
And most of his movies.
Salami and deli meat.
A lot of his movies, I should say, he's in with his parents, too. He does, like his mom and his dad, which I think is really cool.
So cool.
You get the opportunity to do something like that.
Yeah, they walk, so he ran.
Yeah. But he has them in just about every movie that he's in,
Yeah.
What was the one you said earlier that he was in?
I mentioned Meet the Parents, Zoolander, Night at the Museum, Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah, Madagascar.
Yeah, he's the main character, basically, the voice.
Yeah,
the
the
lion.
lion.
Yeah, he's good in that.
He's great
Along
in
Came
that.
Polly. God, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
That's the
Yeah.
hottest Jennifer Aniston
Yeah.
ever was. And then she did We're the Millers.
Yeah. I mean, Office Space, she was pretty good, too.
The scene where Stiller smacks her last.
Let's be honest. When has Jennifer Aniston ever not looked awesome? That water commercial she's in is spectacular.
I know that I'm hard.
I mean, she was Livy Dunn before Livy Dunn.
Something
looks
About
amazing
Mary,
still.
he's great in.
Yeah, that's another good movie,
Don't
too.
know that one.
Yeah.
I'll
Something
watch
About
that
Mary's fantastic.
You gotta
like
watch
that.
that
That's
one.
fun.
You'll love that.
Serious
man.
movie?
Yeah.
No, God,
Okay.
no. No,
Because
Cameron.
he's a great
Yeah.
actor. He can do both.
Right. No, he's a man that fell in love with a girl and then lost track of her after prom because he zipped his Franks and beans in the zipper. And then he hires a guy to go find her, and then you find out why all these people are in love with this Mary girl who's played by Cameron Diaz.
Nice, Ben Stiller.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go.
Yeah.
The hell's Brett Favre doing here?
Yeah,
I'm in town to play the Dolphins, you dumbass.
That's before we found out he was a loser, too.
Yeah,
Tom,
something
look
about
at
Mary.
that.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, you should definitely watch that. It's a great movie. That's the same, like, I think it's the Farrelly brothers that do, like, Me, Myself, and Irene, Kingpin. If you've never seen Kingpin, watch that.
Yeah, that's a
If you've
great
never seen Me,
movie, too.
Myself, and Irene, watch that.
I'll watch that.
Stuck on You. It's not that great, but it's a funny-ish movie. But yeah, dude, Something About Mary is one of my favorite comedies of all
I mean,
time.
his like filmography list, you could put that up with just about anybody.
Yeah, heavyweights.
I mean, people,
31 years old.
The true like film people will not be like, oh, Ben Stiller movies are great. But for guys like us who just like to laugh at fart jokes and have fun watching movies, yeah, Ben Stiller movies are really good. It doesn't have to be some artsy movie that's going to win you a Golden Globe to have enjoyment. You know?
He's just hilarious. He was on my favorite Super Bowl commercial. We went up to say, he's like, feel the life, and then falls off the top stage.
That's great.
Oh, man. I have spent way too much time on heavyweights. But can you smell it? Anyways, so change of moment. I do enjoy this conversation because Royals Review, a fantastic follow on X. They do good work. I love reading their stuff. If you could change one moment in Royals history, which one would it be?
Yeah, they were talking about the Salvador Perez, obviously, Game 7 of the 2014 World Series, but I go deeper than that, and I keep thinking about where this Royals organization is, and John's really trying to build a new franchise, so to speak, with this Royals team, right? Out with the old, in with the new. We're not going to do business the old way. And as John's been trying to do that since 2019 when he purchased a club, there's been a lot of people that have been slow to the party of saying, hey, I kind of like what the Royals are doing. I mean, they made it into the playoffs. They're spending money. They're locking up their guys. Like, John's doing some really good things on the field when it comes, to this organization. And I think there are so many people like my age and older who have this kind of like, attitude when it comes to the Royals. Like, they really need to see it. And not just in spurts. They need to see a long period of success before they're ready to buy in that this is going to be something special every year. And the reason they have that is because of the way that it ended when Ewing Kauffman passed away and that succession plan that took place. And we've lost a generation plus of fans in Kansas City because when Ewing Kauffman died, they really didn't have that succession plan. They left it in a trust. They left it up to a committee. Had Miles Prentice bidding on it. Then David Glass ultimately got the team, and we know he didn't put much effort into owning, this baseball team until Dayton Moore told him, hey, it's time to start winning or we're all going to leave and go somewhere else. And then so they gave him the opportunity to develop. But most of the time that David Glass had this team, he didn't really do much with it. And so that succession plan, I wish there was a better succession plan where we didn't miss basically a whole generation of fans trying to figure out our ish here in Kansas City with the Royals. Because if they had that right succession plan in place, maybe this ball club is in better shape than where it has been over the last 30 years. Maybe there's more winning seasons and there's more desire to help this team get a stadium built somewhere, and there's more excitement from the fans and there's more of a buy-in from the fans. And so when we think about games and moments, I think about that succession plan that Ewing Kauffman had and how it just really wasn't there, and put this kind of franchise in this nomadic state where they lost a generation of fans because they couldn't figure this thing out. So that's what I would change. Long story, but that's what
So I have two things that I would change in Royals franchise history. Number one, I wish they would have treated Carlos Beltran's contract the way they did Bobby Witt Jr.'s.
I wish so too.
Because that was always the talk about Bobby Witt Jr., at least around my group of friends who are, don't do what we do, but they have pretty good opinions because they follow the Royals. They're like, they're never going to sign Bobby. Show me an example where they signed somebody.
But why shouldn't anybody have thought differently at this point in time, right?
Again, at least where I go back to say when people say Cavs will be a bust, it's lazy because you don't have anything to back that up. Whereas like people would say they're not going to sign Bobby, dude. They didn't sign this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. If they had done that with Carlos Beltran, who knows? Maybe you waste his career here, but they could also have put in the contract, hey, if we don't show you, like we have with Bobby Witt Jr., if we don't show you to this point that we're trying to, move forward and be good and continue to prove that, then you have an opt-out. And I think that's the deep cut of worrisome about Bobby Witt Jr.'s tenure here in Kansas City. That's where people look, and that's why you say, like, go get a right field bat. Go get an outfield bat. Go get a bat.
Right.
Go protect this guy, because if you don't, he does have an option to be like, I want to go win. I gave you my youth, and that's the biggest step any baseball player can do these days because you've seen how it's flipped, whereas like back in the day, 30 years old, you were signing people left and right. Now it's like, you show me that you're good at 22, you're going to be on this team until you're 28. Then you can go do whatever you want to do.
But see, that mindset that your friends have and we're talking about is because of the way that this franchise was left when Ewing Kauffman died and we didn't have any sense of direction. And we had an owner for 25 years that spent more time letting players go than – so we're all brainwashed. Like we're all kind of abused
Fully
baseball
once
fans.
mentality,
Yeah. And so I don't blame the Royals fan for saying I need to see it. But we're at a point now where I think John has shown it. I mean, they've signed Garcia, they've signed Vinny, they've signed Lugo, they've signed Waka, they've signed Bobby. Like, what more does he need to show us as fans that they're going to commit to the guys on the field?
No, they've done plenty.
Yeah.
They've done way more than
anybody
I've ever seen anybody else do in this organization, and more to come. The other one's emotional. But the other one is I'm never letting Yordano Ventura leave this country to go to the Dominican Republic for the wedding that he went to that, ended up losing his life.
I can tell you for a fact there were people in the organization that begged him not to go home that winter.
I know there were. I know those people. And I've heard these stories. And imagine if he's still around where your pitching staff would have been, because the minute you lose Ace Ventura to the afterlife, the pitching rotation was like, well, what do we do now?
And there was nobody available.
And it emotionally affected a lot of people, including Danny Duffy, tremendously. And I think that if I had that willpower to do that and be like, hey, man, why don't you just chill here? Because everybody told you not to go. And you told Dayton that you were ready to ramp it up and get to that level to be like, I got this team, put it on my back. I'm going to show you everything I got. And then, unfortunately, your life is lost way, way, way too soon. I would do everything I could to just keep him here.
It's a good one.
But those are the two that I would, if I could change a moment in history. Because, I mean, we all remember maybe where you were at that morning, you found out that tragic news. I was coming home on a Sunday morning, and I heard the radio come on, and it was no bump music. And it was supposed to be Sean Levine doing the show, and Vern was, taking over, because Vern came up and was like, hey, man, I'm here. And he's like, yeah, dude, let the people know. And I remember hearing that news going, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And if there was anything I could do, I would definitely have done anything I could to keep Yordano Ventura here, because what is he today? Probably 33, 32-ish. I don't know what he would be today. I don't have that research in front of me. But I mean, hey, if he's here, you've got your ace of your staff, you've got your superstar.
Yeah.
Maybe he grows up even more and matures even more, because it would have seemed that the conversation that he had with Dayton, which I think is well known, that he was like, I'm ready, dude. Let me go. I'm ready to do this to you. I'm going to show you. Just gosh dang it, if he just had never gone to that Dominican Republic wedding. Now, again, I don't know if it was a family member that he went to go see that too, so who am I to say you can and can't go, but don't drive.
But we know what goes on down there. There's every offseason, we didn't see a loss of a life this year, but there's been, for every offseason, there's been at least one baseball player or former baseball player who's lost their life on the roads down there, in the Dominican. And so, the thing too with Yordano, Dusty, is a good point, because you think about the butterfly effect. And that was going in, I think, to the 17 or 18 season it was. And they were counting on him to be at the top of their rotation, and he wasn't there. And so then you had to go out and sound like I think there was a Jason Frazier or somebody that they ultimately ended up signing. But think about if you had Yordano Ventura on this team right now and he was in your rotation. Maybe you're not signing Walker or Lugo and you're using that money for a bat, and I don't want to get all that deep down in it, but the one change can affect an entire organization. It's like we talk about too with Trent Williams out in San Francisco. If he came here to Kansas City, all the butterfly effect stuff that happened after that would be completely different than what we're looking at right now. And so this organization could be completely different if your Dono Ventura didn't pass away. I think it's an interesting one to talk about, kind of with that butterfly effect, because when he passed away, it was January. And you're looking around going, we have no pitching now. We got to go out and find guys. And the whole season was basically lost. How could you get to spring training if you're Haas and the guys those years, knowing one of your best friends just died? Like, it had – I don't think we ever really got the impact of the emotional toll that took on those dudes.
Yeah, January 22nd, 2017.
So going into the 17 season, yeah.
He was 25 years old when he passed away.
And that was an opportunity, I think, for the Royals to kind of – in 16, they went 81-81, had some injuries. They were getting ready to bounce back, Kane and Haas and Moose and all these guys right in the prime of their careers. You still had HDH. And that season, man, that was lost because he passed away. That was brutal.
So he would be, 36?
So he'd be at the end of his career. Yeah.
Who knows if he'd still be a Royal.
Maybe he's your back-end closer. Who knows?
Yeah. Had all those glory years with him.
Yeah.
Do you have a moment in sports that you would change?
A moment in all of sports. Yeah, the KU or Arizona game from like
97.
Yes, I hate that game.
I think that's the first time I saw my dad cry.
I cried.
That was his favorite KU team.
It was mine too. I think for every KU fan that's like my age and older, like that's their favorite team. Even though it didn't win, it's okay to have a team that didn't win a championship as your favorite team. That team was just beautiful. It was with Jock Vaughn, Rafe LaFrance, Scott Pollard. I mean, the whole thing. Paul Pierce.
Ran into the late Lute Olson,
yeah,
Mike Bibby, and Miles Simon.
To this day, Mike Bibby. Ugh.
That extra large Arizona basketball jersey that he just handled everybody in. And then Arizona joins Big 12.
Yeah, right. And here we are 30 years later.
Jock Vaughn's now an assistant coach.
The KU and the future head coach probably.
What if I told you that when Bill Self retires, Jock Vaughn takes over and then that KU team beats the Arizona team in 2027?
Wait, for the title?
They didn't lose to Arizona in the title game.
That's the only way you can avenge that. That's just one loss, and I think most KU fans feel that same way. Like, I'm sure every sports fan just has that one loss that they're never going to get over. And for me, I know KU's won a couple of championships since, but that team was so damn special and perfect.
Or were they like 23-2?
I don't even know that they had 2 at that point, Dusty. I mean, like, that's how good they were.
Yeah, that 97 Jayhawk team, to me, is still their greatest team of all time.
God.
I think if I could change anything, just because I want to see, like you mentioned, the butterfly effect, it's a fumble in the tuck rule game.
Yeah.
Is Tom Brady's legacy still Tom Brady's legacy if that's a fumble?
I don't know.
I mean, are we talking Super Bowl champion Rich Gannon? I mean, that changed everything. That tuck rule changed so much.
It did.
I mean, the Raiders ended up going to a Super Bowl a couple years later, right? Or was it
It was the next year.
The next year they go to the Super Bowl. What does that do to the Raiders' legacy if they win a Super Bowl that year, go back and lose? They keep, all that moving forward, and then all the rules that change and the way that it's going.
Dusty, they were 34-2.
34-2, yeah, 2 losses.
So they were 34-1 going into that game against Arizona.
Yes, they had 2 losses all year. Now, was their only loss Oklahoma State, or was it Iowa State?
I'm trying to remember who that loss was that year.
Because that's still big 8 days, isn't it?
Their only regular season loss was a double overtime thriller against Mizzou. Yeah.
Mizzou.
At Missouri. Yeah, that's right. That was at the Hearn Center.
Awesome.
Yeah,
was Anthony Peeler still there at Mizzou?
I would imagine.
Was he the one hitting those threes in that game?
Maybe a little too late.
My dad said Anthony Peeler once hit the most ridiculous 3 of all time, falling away into the scores table, threw it up, swish.
Yeah, that
85,
He's
like, at that point, we
82
just couldn't
loss.
stop it. He just, whatever, dude. It's like that Mirkowicz guy, the corner 3 that he fell away at Iowa State.
Yeah.
You see that happen, you just look at your buddies and go, hey, guys.
It's done.
It is what it is.
It is what it is at that point.
But yeah, that
I mean, Rafe and Paul and Jock and Jared all average double digits. I mean, it's
team ever assembled.
And it says that even Gemini is saying that most people consider this one of the best teams to ever not win at all. I mean, it's just it was a pure amazement to watch that team. There was nothing better. I mean, it was just awesome. And then to lose the way that they did, and then I lost my mind too.
Of course, there's a ton of people saying the D Ford offsides call, they would change that moment.
Yeah, that's fair.
Would you rather
That one
change
sucked.
that moment or the personal foul roughing the passer on Chris Jones?
Oh gosh, that's tough.
Because that gave them the first down and let them just basically walk to the Super Bowl.
See, I'm anti-butterfly effect on that one because I know but I know what's happened since then, and it's been glorious. So maybe if we change that, maybe Bob Sutton doesn't get fired.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I get that. I get for that reason alone. Yeah.
Somebody says 93 AFC Championship game. Joe doesn't get hurt. Probably win a Super Bowl that year. Get to play Dallas. Wouldn't that be great? Bo Jackson injury comes up on the text line as well. And then someone says I would change the Patriots versus the Rams Super Bowl in 2000. Is that a diehard Rams fan from St. Louis right there?
Yeah. What is going on?
Because that was the big underdog game.
Yeah.
I would change the Pats Rams Super Bowl from 2018, 10-3.
Well, maybe you change that game because maybe that changes the course of history for the Patriots too, Because
you could look at every Super Bowl they've had.
But I mean, look at all the Drake May slander that came out after the Super Bowl, right? If they would have lost that Super Bowl, we would be saying the same thing about Tom Brady. Bledsoe needs to go back. Brady wasn't good on the biggest stage. He doesn't have
By the way, should New England be punished for that? That he was hurt and then they just kind of dubbed it over?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But they won't be.
No.
So it's not just a Belichick Brady thing. It's just a New England thing.
This happens a lot, to be fair. We saw Kyle Shanahan do this.
Okay.
Yeah, it does happen all the time.
It does happen all. It doesn't mean it's okay.
Right, especially now with gambling. You got to make sure you're getting this stuff in right.
That's the big part. Yeah,
I'm more concerned about that than I am about the equal treatment to other players or other teams or whatever that is. I'm more concerned with the gamblers on this because they're the monies. I mean,
money wins. Cash is king. Somebody says from the 785, one thing I would change is to not allow Missouri to go to the SEC. That way the longest rivalry in college between KU and Missouri would still exist.
It's true. Yeah. Kelly Thames was the big guy that night. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 10 for 10 from the free throw line.
What'd Bibby do?
What did Bibby do? That was the Missouri game.
Oh, that was the Missouri game. Yeah. Was Anthony Peeler on that roster?
I just said, tell me about the Missouri game, and it just went into Kelly Thames having a big night, and really nobody else they're talking about in that game.
People thought that was going to be the worst loss of the season. We lost to Mizzou in
double overtime.
This sucks. It's not going to get any lower than this. Miles Simon, Mike Bibby, Lute Olson. And you knew when Lute Olson walked in the building. Olson's just Christmas white hair.
Oh, perfectly white. Perfectly white hair.
Coming up next, I had a garage discussion. I want to make sure this is, just tell me if I need to lay off the weed. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Park and Go are ready for your spring break travels as much as you are, and you've got to reserve your spot to keep that car clean and crisp when you're out of town, because Park and Go has all covered parking spots at KCI. And with Park and Go, they make it so easy to park and get to the airport and get to your flight on time. You make your reservation very simply at bookparkandgo.com. Reserve one of those all-covered parking spots just for you, and then prepay. Save money, get their lowest rate, and then you're done. You show up on the day of your flight, you give them that reservation, they direct you right to that covered parking spot. You pull in, the van meets you right away, and it's off to the airport terminal you go. When you get back, grab your bags, run outside, and jump on that bus, because it's there waiting for you, and they're going to take you right back to your car. And when you get there, that car is clean and there's no debris all over it because it's been covered the entire time you were gone. So join their frequent parker program like we did. Earn points towards free parking and reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Stay warm and worry-free with Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. Get a new furnace absolutely free with the purchase of select HVAC systems. The pros at Hamilton make upgrading easy with flexible financing, expert installation, and energy-efficient options that can help lower your monthly energy bills. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee, are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. Like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy, guaranteed. And 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
If you love seafood, pull up anchor and set sail for Hy-Vee's annual fish and seafood sale. Get a whale of a deal on all your favorites for Lent. Salmon, tuna, trout, and catfish. Seafood lovers shrimp, crab legs, and lobster mac and cheese. Eating seafood twice a week has major health benefits. Count on Hy-Vee to sell only the freshest seafood backed by the Responsible Choice Guarantee. All hands on deck for the annual seafood sale going on now at Hy-Vee.
One thing I love doing is going to Hy-Vee. I love going up and down the aisles and finding everything I need. But sometimes we're just very busy. With 2 girls in high school right now, we are swamped. So we use Hy-Vee's aisles online. I go to the Hy-Vee app or at Hy-Vee.com. I choose the store I want, I select my items, and then Hy-Vee does all the shopping for me. All I have to do is pick it up or, better yet, have it delivered to my home. So I'm going to save time and I'm going to save money. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
Hell yeah to the text line from the 816. I'd change Kay Adams people allowing her to join your guys' show when you were at the Super Bowl. Then we'd have 2 power couples here in Kansas City, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, Dusty and Kay Adams. Say less, praise be. I know that I'm hard. Better believe it. There's a lot of people mad at her, though, in the NFL world.
Kay Adams?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
They think that was at the Super Bowl just trying to stir up a bunch of gossip.
I'm making a perplexed look if you can't see it on the camera. What?
What?
Stirring up gossip? This is what we do for a living. And we talk about the gossip.
Now, again, it was one handle, but it was like the way these guys glaze over her, where all she does is stir up gossip and BS at these events. I'm like, okay,
what gossip did she stir up again?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't really listen when she talks. I kind of get lost in my own ways.
There's like the fact that people talk about that kind of stuff just shows you the jealousy that is out there for Kay Adams or whoever. Like if you're on there, oh, she's just stirring up jealousy. And what do you mean? That's what our job is as a talk show host, is to get good information. I think she does an amazing job of getting the most boring human beings in the world, athletes, to actually have a personality. I think she does a great job. I wish we and me and you and Mac, we could all get those type of conversations going. She's great. She puts those guys at such ease. She is an amazing interviewer. And I think when people criticize her, they're just jealous because they don't have what it takes to be as good as she is. Because she puts them in a spot and they tell her stuff and it becomes news. It's so much better what she does than listening to one of these cliched interviews with these athletes, right? I mean, she gets stuff and that's good. It's jealousy, man. This world is filled with too many jealous people.
Dude, hell yeah. Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. will serve as a global ambassador for the 2026 World Baseball Classic. Exclusive interviews and access featuring Griffey and significant participants in the global tournament will be featured across World Baseball Classic content platforms and MLB Network studio programming. By the way, Ken Griffey Jr. batted .524 with 3 home runs for Team USA in the inaugural 2006 World Baseball Classic and served as a hitting coach for Team USA in the 2023 tournament.
Cool.
That's tight.
You want Junior around?
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you, right? I love it.
Yeah. Teach them all.
Yeah.
Tell them everything you want. Talk to us about why you picked the swing that you chose. That's what I want to know is the origin of Ken Griffey Jr.'s swing.
Okay, let me ask you this, though. Do you, as an athlete, come up with that kind of stuff, or do you do what goes naturally for you?
Well, there's truth to both sides.
Yeah.
Because like baseball, we know it's all a timing thing. That's why you see the high leg kick or you see like the Sheffield bat
Right.
or the Bonds waggle.
Anybody have a faster swing than Gary Sheffield?
Ooh, Bonds.
Oh, I don't know, man. That Sheffield swing coming through the zone. I mean, like,
Stanton's got a pretty quick stick.
he does. Yeah, you're
'Cause,
right.
I mean, everything he hits is like over 109 miles per hour. And like the average exit velo is like 104. So like he's I mean, just if he makes contact. But it's also like sometimes the goofiest of swings are just like they work because they're natural to that person.
That's right.
Like you watch Scotty Scheffler play golf, and a lot of people are like, dude, how does he hit the golf ball the way he does with his feet, the way they end up? Or like the story I always go back to is Jim Furyk. He has a really unorthodox golf swing.
Okay.
And his golf coach in high school tried to fix it, and his golf game just disappeared.
Yeah.
And then his golf coach said, you know what? Screw it. Go what makes you comfortable. Ends up getting his PGA Tour card, wins multiple events on the tour.
Yeah.
I think we all have garage conversations. I don't know if you guys have them as serious as mine because sometimes I maybe have just not tapped out early enough. So got an event Saturday night with a group of friends. It's going to be like a game night hangout. It's kind of what you do when you get older. Maybe when you get younger, it's kind of nice. You know, you play extreme Uno with like 3 different decks, or you play Pictionary or whatever you do. You play. It's fun.
It's my kind of night. That sounds great.
Dude, it's totally fun. And everybody brings food. It's kind of like a potluck.
Yeah.
Well, we got this one brother in our group, and let me tell you, he smashes wings. Sean Baum, I'm talking to you. Smashes wings. One time ate 26 wings.
Ooh.
26.
Damn.
And also,
I could do that back in the 300-pound days. I'm not proud of it.
and he ain't no light guy, but he's not like fat, if that makes sense.
Yes.
He's just like very thick.
Big bone.
Yes. And also smashes ribs. Can eat a whole slab of baby back ribs. 11 to 12 ribs and a slab of baby backs. Smash.
Damn.
So then we got
Eat
to
all this at once?
No, but just like if those are presented.
Okay.
So like whenever I do wings, I get 2 extra packages just for Sean. Straight up. Because I'm like, he's going to crush these. Now, his kryptonite is anything with Parmesan. So then we'll make the other.
That's an interesting kryptonite.
He's like, the cheese smells like booty, dog. Literally, that's exactly how he talks. You know me in impersonations. And so we were thinking, like, maybe he just loves all meat on bone. Because what I found out the older I get is there's a lot of people that don't prefer taking the meat off the bone. Like, people don't like to eat ribs because of the whole concept of
I've heard
wings.
that.
Like,
Yeah,
but like,
right, yeah.
if you'll pull the rib meat off the bone and give it to somebody, they'll smash. But they don't want the active. So we're like, in the conversation, we're like, what else does he like that's not meat on bone? And my buddy goes, well, he loves corn. Is corn the vegetable version of meat on bone?
I mean, because it's a cob, is that what you're getting? Because I was trying to figure that out in the document. Now, your story makes it more sense because when you just put his corn meat on bone, I'm like, I have no idea what this is. What this is? I
So
don't.
if anybody
What
wants
the
to come
hell
to the
was that?
garage and explain to me, like, if I'm doing too much, but like, is that the meat on bone version of the
It
vegetable?
has to be. What else would be?
I don't know.
It's not cauliflower.
But he loves corn,
Yeah.
loves wings, loves ribs, all meat on bone.
That is, yeah.
The cob is the bone.
The cob is the bone.
The corn
Yeah,
is
no,
the meat.
I don't have an issue with that. Yeah. I'm trying to think of another vegetable out there. Like, you know, sometimes peas grow on a stalk or something. You know?
Yeah.
Peas.
It has to be corn.
gotta be
yeah.
it.
Yeah, if you're gonna go down that, you know, that.
The corn is the rib of the vegetable.
So it's interesting you did him today because God, what was the story? That Harry Carey and somebody else both died on this day at the same time.
Yeah.
Who was it? Oh man.
Did you see the new Harry Carey bobblehead they have?
No.
Yeah, it looks like Johnny Knoxville. So it says, "Hi, I'm Harry Carey. Welcome to Jackass." looks just like Johnny Knoxville.
Have you ever heard his commercial for La Preferita Mexican food? I think it's in the system. Can you look that up? Harry Carey's doing his commercial for La Preferita.
Yeah, we played it not long ago.
Yeah, I think we did.
Denny gave us the Harry Carey.
That's what it was. It was Denny who was
He was using the lamp as a microphone.
Yes. That's why we had the lamp in here. Yes. Yeah, on this day in 1998, Harry Carey died. But somebody else died on this day, too, and I can't remember who. I just saw it.
February 18th?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know he just lost Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
That's going to make Four Christmases different this year. I don't know. We don't have a Bowie yet.
Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here. I got to tell you, folks, it looks like we've got a very exciting World Series on our hands.
Yeah, that's Will Ferrell. Mac, you get the... Oh, we got to get out of here. We're having too much fun.
Yeah, I don't have it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're having too much fun. Hey, go enjoy the rest of your day. Looks beautiful outside. Go do something nice for somebody. You never know. Change their day, their week, their month, their year. It is simply cool to care. If you ever wonder where I got that from, it's a sweatshirt that I'm wearing. Stole it. That's right. But you know what? It's a good motto to steal. So have a good day. Enjoy the rest of it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Ben Maller joins the show with us tomorrow. Coming up next, it's Cody Golden Drew. The band's all back together. We'll talk to you on a Thursday.
Talk to you later.